Oh, we're live. Look at that.
Oh, would you look at that?
Oh, we're back. Oh, well, sorry guys. And KGs, no one might watch us because literally there's
It's
no
late. Yeah, it's late at night.
it's
No,
late.
that makes sense.
There's no warning shot about this. I just wanted to do this
Yeah, people
5
can
minutes
watch it
ago.
afterwards. It's fine.
Yeah, they can watch it afterwards and
Yeah,
it works
definitely.
out.
Yeah.
But, welcome everyone. As you guys know, we got KG Collector here. You know
Hello,
what?
Optical. Thank you for having me at this time.
Oh,
It's surprising stream. So yeah.
well, thank you for joining me. Oh, we got
Oh, we do have one person.
NK, what's up, man? Hey, NK, what time is it there now?
Oh, Mario's in it. Oh, Mario's
Oh,
here.
Mario.
We got some people. Well, Mario's good because he's in California, so
He's in
it's
California
much
too.
more early. Yeah, yeah.
Hey, anyone who wants to jump in, let me know, man. This is
Yeah,
impromptu.
definitely.
I'll send you an invite. This is Mario was there. I was telling KG I was playing with Will, and after that I was like, I'm gonna go into bed. It's like I can't see. I want to hop onto somebody's stream, but no
Oh
one's streaming.
wow, it's 1:26 p.m.
126.
Damn. Wow, that's pretty
Yeah,
crazy.
Emmanuel, what's up, man? It is. It's pretty late. It's almost 1 o'clock. Well, 12:30 here. With KG, are you in California now or Georgia?
I'm in California right now. So
Okay,
it's 10:25 here. So
cool. All right, Jesse, what's up, guys? John, hey man, I haven't
oh,
seen
we got some more
you in a
people.
while.
That's great.
I'm glad we got some actual people coming in because I was
Comics.
expecting just two of us.
I know. Yeah, that was it.
Dude, the
Um,
nobody does this kind of streams and
Nobody.
two two in the morning. So people from I guess different parts of the world that works out for them if you're in Europe and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
I guess unless you're in the West Coast, that's damn.
it's much better for the West Coast people, definitely.
Yeah. Hold on, Mario. I'm gonna send it to you. I'll send it to Danny as well.
Yeah, get some people in here. That'll be fun interacting
Man,
with a lot of people. We got comics here. Yo, what up, homies? West Coast crowd.
Alvin,
Yeah.
George. Hey, George. Manila. I know it's 12 noon there today. So 6:25 in Portugal.
Oh wow.
Well, thank you for joining us,
Early
man,
morning.
with your morning coffee.
Definitely.
I guess that's better than if I because normally I stream like at around 8, so that means it's 3 a.m. there that no one's gonna watch
Wow.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
So
No.
ooh, Emmanuel just sold my first figure today, and I'm considering selling another one. So this stream was call it. Yep, that's what we're gonna. KG, have you sold any figures at all?
You know, it's crazy because my family, we have this tendency to keep things, we don't want to take things away because of that sentimental value and that nostalgic factor.
Hmm.
So for me personally, all the figures that I have, I don't want to sell because I am very selective. Like you, Optical, I don't buy everything because like it's not financially, that's not how it works. But for me personally, I have figures that I have emotional connection with, so I really cannot sell them all. Like if you see this Avenger poster in the back, I do have Black Widow. I was this close into selling it, but I really wanted to hold off to collect the OG6 from Endgame.
Okay.
Although those are not their final appearances, but I do want them. Like it's like their last time together. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so far I haven't sold anything. But in the future, if there are figures that I regret, getting, I could sell it. So yeah,
How
why
long have
not?
you been collecting? So for anyone who doesn't know you yet, like give us a little background, man.
Sure. Yeah. Well, first off, way back in 2012, when I first watched the first Avengers, when I was a kid, I loved watching tour reviews, and I'm sure a lot of kids did back then, and now, and there was a guy YouTuber named Sean Long. I don't know if you heard of him,
Oh
Sean
yeah,
Long,
yeah. That
and
that's our Justin back then.
yeah, like that. That's I mean, it's crazy, and I think it was was it the 2012 Captain America? I believe. Yeah, I think that was the one, and
Oh, geez, how
I
old were you back then?
yeah,
How long
back
is
then I
like
got
8
into
years
it.
ago.
I really got into it, and I when I looked at the price, I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
Mhm.
I was like, "Yeah, I'm not touching that." Oh, and then 3, 4 years later, then Age of Ultron came out, and then when I saw the Hot Toy figures, I was like, "Damn, these are amazing figures with the head sculpt, the tailoring outfit. It was great." But then when I saw the price again, it got higher, and then I came to the agreement where, okay, I'm gonna wait till their final movie, the final time they come back, or the final time, the last time we get to see them on screen together at least. then I'll buy it because it has a nostalgic factor to it. You get to see the evolution of each character and what each character stands for. So I have Endgame Cap. I don't know if you can see it's right there. I
Mhm.
love that figure. I got him. It's been I think now 7 months since it's an actual announcement, and I actually got him a month ago. So I'm happy with him. He looks great. And it adds so much to the figure, and I just really love it. But yeah, as far as how when I started collecting 3 years ago when the Rise of Skywalker came out, and I really wanted to get a Kylo Ren figure. So when I was looking up Hot Toys and Hot Toys, I looked at the Last Jedi figure, which was the latest Kylo Ren figure out there, in my budget. It was 235, and I actually know when I first bought from Sideshow, I actually spent 235 ship, not like the 270 ship mark, because I had like some coupons they gave you for the first newcomers. And I just grew to love Hot Toys, and that's where the addiction comes. And
Mhm.
when you first start something, it grows and grows. And then later I got, Thanos, and then I got Superman, Batman, all the Justice League figures, and then Mandalorian came out, and it was just a nightmare. If people that are watching this, if you're interested in collecting Hot Toys, don't do it because it's a very expensive hobby to get into. But yeah, and then here we are. And then I started my channel last year around November, I believe, so almost a year now, and I don't regret it. And it's been great so far. So yeah,
So how many figures so far and counting?
so
You
far I have
count
20.
20. That's not bad.
20. And for my age, that's pretty impressive. And I just love that number. I have a good amount of figures, and if I don't collect, I'm okay with it because I have a good amount. I have a
Yeah.
good amount of figures. But they're not all just because of the cool fact. They all have a sentimental value to me, and that's why I buy Hot Toys, because not just because I like it because it's cool.
Mhm.
You know, each one has a different story for me. With IG-11, John Favreau being the Heavy Mandalorian. That's the reason why I bought Heavy Mandalorian, was because Mario. Hello,
Mario,
Ladies and
Mario.
gentlemen,
we're gonna
what's
replace that
happening?
mic pretty soon, man. Gotta replace that mic.
Pretty soon, man. I'm actually looking to upgrade all my gear after I get my damn laptop first. So we'll make that happen, and then cat, slowly but surely, new mic, new cam,
Mhm.
you know, gonna be
Nice.
legit.
Great having you, man. Great having
Hey,
you.
man, no, thanks for having me on. Good to see you, KG. It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. I think the last time it was, PJ's live stream. I believe
Probably,
that's the last time.
probably,
Yeah, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Yeah, yeah. But what I was saying was what was it? I forgot
Oh,
my
you
thing.
said you got 20 figures now and counting?
Well, yeah, 20 figures and counting. But like, for instance, like John Favreau, Heavy Mandalorian. That was John Favreau, and John Favreau played a huge part in my childhood because he created the first Iron Man movie, and that's how I connect the dots into it. And the Heavy Mandalorian is such a great figure, and I don't regret not getting it. But yeah, hopefully I don't go bankrupt, with some of these Hot Toys announcements. We got No Way Home coming out, a lot of like the Book of Boba Fett. I mean, people's wallets are gonna cry.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty low key when it comes to pre-ordering things. I know what I want and I know what I don't want to get.
Mhm.
So yeah, I mean, I pre-ordered Shang-Chi, I think a week ago, and I don't regret it. The movie was great. Optical, have you seen it?
No. You
You
can
It's a
got to
good
spoil
see
it.
it.
movie.
I'm
It's
not
really
gonna
good.
spoil it,
You could,
but
yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you the villain is by far he is Thanos level villain.
Ooh.
It's a really good villain. And let me just say something. You will not get another Windu figure. I'm
Mhm.
just gonna put it that. But yeah, so far I'm enjoying
I think you
collecting.
kind of just spoil it there, bro, a little bit.
A little bit, just a little bit. But not
I mean, come on now.
That's all right. Like Mario, how many Hot Toys and counting? I know you had a purge not too long ago, but do you keep
Hmm.
tabs still, or at least ballpark
I do. I want a ballpark maybe around 200.
200?
So I've been
Wow.
collecting. I've been collecting since I think 2014, late 2013, around there.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
So I've been collecting for a while, and when I first started, there was nothing but Marvel.
Yeah.
For the most part.
Yeah.
So I was collecting a lot of MCU. I mean, Star Wars hasn't even been out yet, except for the DX Luke 2-pack,
Oh yeah.
and that's a piece that I regret not picking up ever. So I mean, granted, it's not that expensive right now. It's not too pricey. But yeah, I was collecting a lot of MCU stuff, and then when Star Wars finally hit, it was when they came out, they were few and far between. So I could still collect pretty much what I wanted at the time.
Yeah.
So along with some of the Dark Knight stuff, all the MCU stuff, and then Star Wars, I was cool until fairly recently when Star Wars is putting out so many pieces here and there.
Yeah.
After the Mandalorian, and now along after being introduced to statues now, amongst other things, and collecting all this shit. So, I mean, that's when I'm like, oh, something's got to give, So that's when I started purging out a lot of the Marvel figures. A lot of the Batman pieces are kind of on the chopping block. I mean, they're just under evaluation.
Yeah,
might be on borrowed time, and then we'll go from there. We'll see what happens.
Because I know you're transitioning to, well, maybe not complete transition, but like your shift of focus has been kind of drifting away from Hot Toys to statues.
Not 100%. The thing is that Star Wars is there for the variety. Given the fact that licensed statues are not, there's not too many Star Wars stuff that's out there that I find appealing. There's a few here and there that I'll pick up. But at the same time, I don't want to limit myself to only Star Wars in my statue collecting. So recently, I just picked up the Game of Thrones Mother of Dragons piece from Prime 1. So I just picked that up. Jon Snow's going to be up next. I'm also debating on picking up the Night King set. So I mean, I want to like have a little bit of diversity. And there's other pieces that are coming out too that I'm really interested in. Aside from Star Wars that I'm looking at and all the stuff that I see coming out from Queen Studios. I mean, shit, even J&D, but I don't want to go down 1/3 yet. But they're putting out amazing stuff right now, man. And
it's good to have a variety of different.
I'm all for it.
Yeah, it's good to have a variety of different stuff. It's pretty good.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so that's what Hot Toys has me sticking around for. Is pretty much. I mean, I can get the more variety out of Star Wars than I can with statues right now.
Right. No,
until Queen Studios gets that license, and then everything is gone.
And then it's
that's
no more Hot Toys.
Game over. No more Hot Toys.
I gotta tell you, Mario,
I
really like that wall. With those those are Kinder toys, right? If I'm wrong.
These are modern Hasbro figures on vintage card backs. So
they're pretty famous. I've seen some online. They're going for crazy prices. That's a really impressive wall.
These figures they're insanely priced right now. It's crazy. I mean, compared to what I was. How much they were going for a couple of years ago when I first started buying them. I mean, there's a figure that I bought for like $30-$40 that's now like $200. So I'm like, that's just freaking one. So this game has gotten crazy expensive lately.
It has been. But just addressing the chat here, Emmanuel says, considering selling my Spider-Man Ps4. You had that, Mario, right? That Spider-Man Ps4?
I just sold it actually. I had it. I never displayed it. And it's been sitting in storage forever. So I'm like, and that was the last Spider-Man that I had. So I'm like, you know what? I wanted to keep it, but I'm like, I'm just going to get rid of it. I'm
There's
really
so
not
many
gonna
I would say sell it because we're not even at the heart of Spider-Man yet.
Too
and
many
if you're
Spider-Man out there.
selling it now, you might as well do it while the price is kind of high. It's up there. So take advantage of that.
I mean,
there's going to be a Spider-Man.
Well, there'll be a
sold it
second
for just
chance.
a little over retail.
So, right, and there will be a second chance because they teased it in the new video game Spider-Man 2. So you're gonna get a second chance, a little modification. So for people who missed out, they got a second chance coming out. So
hopefully they'll include a head sculpt in that one. But we'll see.
Hopefully, finally, because that third party head sculpt is really good. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but it's really good.
Dude, speaking of like new releases, before we jump into I know because KG we're only like 13 minutes in. I know KG hasn't sold anything yet, but I know Mario, you got you got rid of some stuff, but we'll get through that. And I want to talk to Mario about his 'cause I'm going there too. You see my Wolverine right here. I got
no, it started
one in there. It's a dangerous game, but we'll tackle that too if we have time, because I know it's like 12:30, at least here 12:30 now. But let's tackle this real quick. Are any of you guys getting this?
No.
I plan to.
No, go ahead.
Go ahead, KG.
No.
I have the original Marty from back in the day, the exclusive, and I plan on keeping that. So I wanted to have the dock just to accompany that, and that's going to be it from the Back to the Future set. The new ones are nice from the third movie, but I'm just sticking with the original one, and that's it.
Well, I mean, you got to have this one if you have the original one. You got to get this dock.
Yeah.
I've watched the movies. I have nothing against them. They're great films. Really iconic films. But for me personally, they don't hold a sentimental value to me or like a nostalgic factor. As much as I love the films, I don't think I want to go spend $300 for these figures. But it's great. It's a great second chance for the new collectors to get these figures. You know, with now we finally got a Doc Brown from Back to the Future 1 because I know a lot of people were begging Hot Toys to make a Back to the Future 1 Doc, but they made it instead. They made a Back to the Future 2 Doc,
Yeah.
and then it pissed a lot of people off in the community. But that's what I've heard. So, yeah, I mean, for people that have the first version and are just waiting for a Doc Brown, that's all you need. I'm a little surprised that the date for Doc Brown's a little far. Um, it's, I mean, because we're getting this Marty pretty soon. I think it's like September, November of this year.
I think it's out.
Um,
At least
oh
in
yeah,
Hong
it's
Kong.
out in Hong Kong. But I mean, I'm talking about like if we get in the States, it's going to be probably like November or December,
Yeah.
maybe later than that. But I hope we don't get the Captain America effect for this figure. But yeah, they're great looking pieces, but just not for me. So.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. Like, I don't get as well the announcement of these two and then the third movie because you kind of I don't know if anyone's really gonna buy four unless you're a hardcore fan. I suppose
You
that,
have to be hardcore.
that makes sense. But for like casual fans, you're gonna have to pick and choose now. If they space this out a little bit better, I would say you can be like, hey, you know what? Like a year later, it's like, oh, I'll buy this. But I
Yeah.
don't know.
No, these were absolutely a complete surprise. I mean, just out of nowhere.
Yeah, out of nowhere.
Yeah. Lane says I'm falling back into statues. J&D. Ooh, J&D.
Yeah, that's a nice piece. The J&D Catwoman. It's a really
Lane,
nice
you
piece.
big spender, you. So far, may get Sideshow Catwoman too. Well,
Man,
we'll
you're
talk
falling
about
into
that.
a dangerous
Statues,
game.
man. Woo.
Dangerous game.
Wow. Good luck, Lane.
Good luck.
It was nice knowing you, bro.
Fall into another rabbit hole.
What do you think about prices, though? How about these guys are like
Overpriced.
Marty's like 270, and this guy was like
Overpriced.
270.
Yeah, 270. 285.
They're both 270, I believe.
No, it's 285 for the
I'm thinking about the third
Marty.
figures, yeah.
And then I think the deluxe version for this guy is 290, way overpriced for the figure. I think 250 would have been a reasonable price for Marty, or 260 at least. That's how much I would spend if I were to get these figures. For Doc, I would say maybe 270 with the deluxe.
Deluxe is what? 285?
290.
290.
Yeah. So I just I don't see the value in it.
I remember back in the days when these figures were 220 a pop, 210 a pop, you know, 199 a pop. I mean, yeah, those glory days are gone, man.
Those days are gone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think in Hong Kong, I think Doc is going for 220 because I think they do like a $60 jump for Sideshow if I'm wrong. But they're priced a little lower in Hong Kong, right? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, around 60, maybe over
$70
in Sideshow. I mean, yeah.
I would pay for that price, but not Sideshow price. So.
Yeah, I mean the baseline now is 250, which is Shang-Chi, and I feel like the only reason that those are 250 is because they're gonna make a ton of those, and you know that's their backyard right there.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
They want to sell those and not overprice
them. I was really in shock that those prices were pretty good for a figure like that, and it comes with a good amount of accessories for 250. So I'm glad.
This looks good though.
It looks great. I don't see 290 great for it. But yeah, it's good. It's a great figure.
Mario, do you have Marty?
Yeah, I have the original one.
The original one. You're not. You don't know intentions of upgrading to the one with the dog.
No.
Upgrading, no. Picking it up out of curiosity just to compare the two, possibly.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know.
Do you like the head sculpt for this one or the original one?
No, I'm actually more of a fan of the original.
Really?
Me too. I feel like it's like the expression, at least, like the base.
I think the base expressions are both. The basic expressions of both of them are extremely similar.
Yeah,
it's just that the way that they sculpted the hair is differently. Yeah. The overall sculpt, you know, in the head is a little bit different. The paint apps in the face are a little bit too lighter tone. Although, granted, the original one seems like hella dark now. But I mean, I still prefer the original over this re-release.
Yeah. And with the whole Mandalorian coming out and Marvel, I mean, this was out of nowhere, you know, the Back to the Future line, and it seems like they're making more because in the Toy Sapien, there are more prototypes for different versions of Marty and Doc. But Mario, are you getting this Doc to complete the whole Back to the Future 1 set.
Oh yeah, for sure. I have to.
Yeah,
You have
that's the one you gotta
DeLorean?
get.
Do I have the DeLorean? No, no, I do not. No.
Would you get one if
Oh,
they had release one?
I don't know.
You
I
kind
don't
of
know.
You kind of have to complete the set.
You don't know where to put.
I-
That's the thing. It's not that bad. The price. Let's say it's 800, right? That's a statue. But where are you
exactly.
gonna put it? I think that's the problem. You know, like
That's the
Put this
Just
problem.
order another Maji case, man. And I'll make space. you know,
know?
that's the thing.
Uh,
So you can always make more space, bro. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm not too interested in vehicles so much per se, aside from the '66 Batmobile and the Falcon cockpit. So we'll see. We'll see what happens.
yeah.
dude, I don't understand this dog at all. Like, how can they
It's
sculpt
a
the
really
face so good? And Mr. Z makes a better dog than this. It's like
exactly. It's
At the
pretty
end of the day, it's
embarrassing.
still a dog. It's just
yeah.
not Einstein. It's just not
Yeah.
Einstein, bro. That's it. But it's still
Jesus.
a dog.
But this dog comes with a good, like the details on the paper and everything that comes with a clipboard. It's pretty good amount of accessories you're getting from.
He like Marty here looks so realistic, and then you got the dog, which is
I think
Yes.
I was comparing the original one and the new one. His head's a little too big in the new one than the original. For this figure, I don't know. Maybe I'm just the one that's recognizing it. But to my understanding, this one doesn't come with a guitar, right?
The
No.
guitar
other
was
one
just a
did.
special edition back then. Not everyone.
Oh,
could
that
see
makes
it.
sense.
Yeah, it's like a sideshow exclusive. And back then, exclusive
Mhm.
were really exclusive. Like you
Mhm.
only have a time frame to pre-order. Then
Well, now
not
they do it
like
now.
now.
Yeah, now they're doing it again.
Now you have an
Well,
option.
It
Right?
wasn't really
Yeah.
a time frame to pre-order. It was just the fact that these freaking things sold out so fast.
Quickly.
Fast.
I mean, or they went waitlisted so quickly.
Yeah,
You know, for any exclusive that dropped. But those days are long gone.
yeah.
Long gone.
Back then,
Yeah.
Midas, you gotta hit F10 all the time because you only have like an hour to pre-order them. If you didn't pre-order within an hour, you sold out.
Well, shit, yeah, exactly. The Civil
Yeah,
War
that's
battle
crazy.
cap,
I never
along
knew
with the
that.
Scarlet Witch from
Yeah.
from Avengers, those went quick when those dropped.
Really?
And I think
They,
those are the
they
last
would
ones.
announce when they would drop them. It's like 12 p.m. It's like, all
Mhm.
right, so people were like F10 refresh, and then they
Wow.
drop. You got like a few minutes, and literally they would sell out, and that was it. That's why Hawkeye, the first Avengers Hawkeye, was so sought after before Age of Ultron because it sold out quickly, and it's
Did it really? I don't remember
Yeah.
that.
dude, like it's
Wow.
Hawkeye. Can you imagine Hawkeye? was
Out of
so
all, yeah, out of all
$500?
figures,
Jesus,
yeah.
Hawkeye. But now we have like a
Insane.
gazillion Hawkeye that they can't even get rid of.
Optical, are you interested in getting these figures or?
Maybe the two, yeah, this two right here, but the one for part 3. I probably-
Yeah,
Go-
I'm not interested in part 3.
Go back to that dog pic side by side real quick. What the
Look
hell?
at that.
I mean, come on, really? I mean, how can they be so far
Night and
off? I
day.
mean, this company is known for the accuracy, for the most part,
right.
of getting the portraits correct. How do you go so astray from a dog?
It's
Doesn't-
that's
yeah.
what I'm saying. It's a
Yo.
dog. Like Mr. Z, if you go to like 1/6 corner or something, buy the bulldog for like $30. I have that. It looks
With
so
John
good.
Wick. Yeah.
Yeah, from the John Wick that I try, but I mean, I get it, Mario. Like they're so good at accuracy, and you get this.
With animals like with Captain Marvel, that cat, that did not look like a cat.
I'm not even
Um,
asking for a real fur. Just make it look a little bit better than this. And to Dean, what Dean said before was so funny. It looks like a melted candle or something.
That's what I saw. Yeah.
Nice. Legolas, man. I think Zhao. This is Zhao. Zhao, this is your picture, man. I know. Did you return this, Zhao? Any of you guys watch Lord of the Rings? I know Danny does.
I gotta
Oh,
be
I
honest
love
with
Lord of
you.
the Rings. Yeah.
I gotta be honest with you. I tried watching the first one and I couldn't keep up with it. I don't know. The first one was I haven't finished it yet. But I plan on doing it. But this figure looks great. This is a third party. This is an official licensed figure.
Oh, this is official.
It's official. It's a really good
Asmus.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know much about Lord of the Rings, so I don't, Mario, if you want to talk about it. But yeah.
Zhao, I thought you were getting out. I thought he was dropping out of
Zhao's-
6 scale.
Oh, he's
Or
he's
Zhuang.
getting out?
Excuse me. We've been educated recently, optical. It's Zhuang. Not Zhao. So
Oh, okay. That's
you know, yeah.
hard, you know.
Shout out to Jonathan for correcting us on that. but nah, for real though. I mean, he had mentioned before that he was dipping his toe into the statue game.
Yeah.
He done sold all those hot toys, from what I understand. Still
Ooh.
picking up some of the third parties here and there, or whatever's not hot toys in 6 scale, and dipping his toe in the statue game. But yeah. Juan says right here that he returned it, and he kind of regrets
Regret
it
it
now.
It does look good, man. Like some of the pictures, they look bad. Like the hair is too yellow, and it still might be. But from the pictures, I kind of want to buy it, but I had the first one, so I don't know. I'm probably gonna pass off on this one. I know, Mario, you sold your Marvel, but this interests you at all?
I'm intrigued. I won't lie. I do like the character of Venom. I do like this interpretation. And I agree with a lot of the criticisms that were out there when it first dropped, that it did, in my eyes, look a bit like a giant Marvel Legends.
Yeah.
But after getting past that, I mean, it's no doubt a good looking piece. But it's nothing that it's not on my focus. You know what I mean? I mean, if I were going to get a Venom, I'm going for, like, the premium formats that just drop, or anything that's going to be coming out from XM or what have you, if I were to go down that rabbit hole. But no, I mean, that's not to take away from this piece. I mean, I think it's an amazing looking figure. I really like the head sculpts on these things overall. I think they all turned out fantastic. And then the tendrils with the extra heads on them, it looks great. It looks really, really cool.
KG, you're getting this, right?
100%. I mean, when Venom the first movie came out, before it came out, for building that anticipation, I went and got the actual Venom Lethal Protector, like the full line of that comic book thing, and I just grew to love Venom even more after reading that comic book, that line of comic books, and watching the first film, I thought it was a good film, but I don't think it was the best film ever made. I think the relationship between Eddie Brock and Venom was pretty great. So overall in the movie, and this is, I mean, a lot of people are complaining because there's no symbol. I do understand, because that's how Venom was in the comic books. He gets it, goes originally to Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man takes it away, and then goes to Eddie Brock, and takes those traits from Spider-Man, and then makes it his own symbol, the spider symbol. So I do get it. Although it's not dealing with the Spider-Man in the film, I mean, that didn't bother me. At first it did, because how could you separate Venom and Spider-Man? It's just like yin yang. So I don't know. I hope we do get. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Go ahead and finish your point.
No. But like I said, this figure is great. I've heard some issues around the leg area where it's starting to peel. I don't know if you guys have seen like Jedi Patrol's video, and like
Mafia, he said, like
it started to peel around the leg area, so I'm a little concerned for that. But so far it's a great figure. I do hope they don't make a second one, because this is already perfect, and I don't see them making a second one. I don't know about you guys, but I can't wait to get it. So
yeah, definitely they will make a second one.
I just want to say, as collectors, can we all lower our expectations and get away from the fact that the movies aren't like the comics? I mean,
yeah.
If the stories overall, I mean, when Civil War came out, and then it was a completely different story when the actual movie hit. Age of Ultron, same thing. I mean, they're not different. The comics. I mean, just let the movies be the movies, accept the figures for what they are as the actual portrayals within these films, and then we can all live peacefully, possibly.
And that with the one would have no spider symbol makes sense, because this movie he didn't have one, so they're truthful to that. Absolute Urban's asking, yeah, I might get this. And Nicolio here this is what me and Will were talking about. It's not about the symbol, this not having the symbol. It's the fear of the part 2 having the symbol.
The Mando effect.
That's the Mando effect that we're kind of trying to avoid. But that's a big if. If it has a symbol, the good news is we only have to wait 5 more days to find out.
That's true. That's a good thing about it.
If you haven't picked this up in Hong Kong, all you got to do is wait 5 days, watch the movie, and if there's no symbol, I'm going to pick this up. I'll pre-order
there you go.
But if it has a symbol, you got 2 options. Actually, you got 3 options, in my opinion. A, you can wait out the second figure, because arguably that will be the Venom. B, you can wait out till this goes down in price because you can see the Beskar Mando now, the Beskar man, it's dropping like like a
Crazy.
fly. It's
Yeah.
250 on BST. So you can do it on this figure if you don't want to wait you don't want to wait 2 years for the new figure. Let's just say it has a symbol, right? Right. Just pretend it has a symbol. Wait a few more months. People are gonna get rid of this for like 300 maybe, and then you can scoop it up at that price and maybe wait for the second one if you want to, or third, just not have a Venom and move on with your life. So those are the just your options here, because like we go back and forth with this with the guys, because me and Will were kind of like, dude, all we got to do is wait 5 days. It's not like it's gonna
5
be
days. You got 5 days to
in
wait.
2 years, and then we won't
Yeah.
find out. If it doesn't have one, great, pick this one up because the price is not going to go down. They might release a second figure, but it's probably going to have a like a head sculpt of what's his name, Tom
Eddie
Hardy,
Brock.
like
Tom
the
Hardy.
transitioning. But that's not that important to me. But the symbol is a pretty big deal,
Right? And I do.
If it had one.
Right, I understand that. I do get that. A lot of people are waiting for that symbol for the second film. And, with I mentioned this, and I believe in Dante's live stream, whenever they make a sequel, there has to be a change of the suit because of merchandise, selling toys and things like this. They did that with the Mandalorian with minor changes like the thigh armor and the kneecap. I mean, they're minor changes, but it does sell. So for this figure, I think the other, I mean, if everything is the same, and if they plan on making the second one, the only thing I see them doing something different is giving this guy a half Eddie Brock and with the half Venom, that iconic sort of comic book scene that we see in the comic books and also in the film. And I really don't see them making. I don't see them making a second one. If the second movie, if there's nothing changed, if everything is the same thing, then I think Optic, you're gonna get it right, no matter what, because
If
no
there's
change.
no symbol, if it's just I think they're gonna make a second one because they're not gonna do this body just for one and done. They're gonna use this body for another one, and I feel like if they're gonna put it, let's say there's no symbol, they're gonna do an Eddie Brock head sculpt, release it in 3
Yeah.
years, and call it a day. Kind of like with Mando,
Mhm.
simple changes. But I was kind of pissed with Mando because I want that head sculpt because I like The Last of Us and Pedro Pascal's head sculpt. I could use that for like a Last of Us,
That's true.
custom.
That's true.
If anything, that's why I'm a bit more pissed with that. I was like, God darn it. But as far as
No,
him,
makes
if he doesn't have a symbol, I'll pick this up right away. If he
Oh,
does
yeah,
in the
definitely.
movie, I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't have the symbol, so I can just go ahead with my life and pick this up. Because if he
Yeah.
does, that's the waiting
Yeah,
game.
but why would you take that risk? I mean, and then you won't have a chance to enjoy this figure. You have to wait another 2 years just because of
That's
a damn
true.
symbol. And by the time you get it, then the third movie is going to come out. It's going to look probably a different design, and then
There
you're
you
going to,
go.
you know what? I'm going to wait for that one instead. It's
You're
never
gonna
ending,
go
dude.
through a loop.
So if anything,
So.
just look for see if someone can paint the symbol on there for you, or either better yet, maybe someone's got a decal or like a water slide that they could possibly put on there and this and that, and just call it a day, man. You got your Venom. You're good to go.
And here's the thing, you have Spider-Man 2 coming out, and that's going to feature Venom. So if we don't get a symbol for this version,
You might get it from there.
you have that, and you
Yeah.
know that Holliday is going to make a Venom.
Oh,
They're going to
gonna
make a
it
Venom
there.
from that video game.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's a symbol for Venom. So it's best of both worlds. You can get this version, or you can wait for the Spider-Man 2 version when that comes out in 2023. When you get the figure, probably in 2024. But if people really want to wait that long for a symbol, you got the video game version. So
Yeah.
Possibly.
And me and Will were talking about that because that's a hot topic. This is a hot topic for us because like we got Lael and Brendan there. It's like, do you really want to wait 2 years? It's like, dude, in 2 years there's a lot of figures that's gonna come out. I'm not gonna lose sleep if I don't have a Venom. Kind of like, dude, like this is one of those things where I don't want to get Mando twice because they make that argument. It's like, dude, at least you can enjoy this. But like, what our point was like, define enjoy. Does that mean you unbox it and you put it on your detail and not touch it ever again? Take a couple of pictures and then leave it there for the next 2 years and pick it up every once in a while?
Just like everything else in most people's collections.
That's what we do in our
Isn't that what we all do?
Yeah, that's what we all do, right? You unbox it, you got that high of the new figure. You open it up, take a couple of shots, put it on Facebook, put it on your detail. For all you know, 2 years has passed. You never moved that damn thing.
yeah.
Right? So and then I'd rather wait than sell something, because if you sell, I don't like, I never like selling. The idea of, getting that and moving it out, shipping it. Maybe you get hustled, maybe you don't. And we had this conversation with like, get it from Hong Kong, you enjoy it now versus waiting for the next 6 months. We're always like, so you got it now so you can put it on your D12 earlier than me? Because let's be honest, you're gonna get that. You're gonna put that on your D12 and not touch it ever again.
Yeah,
That's it. You might post it once in a while, and people are gonna be like, "Well, I don't like hot toys because I don't post them anyway." Then why do you need them now? It was like,
yeah, no, yeah, it doesn't
why
make
do you need
sense.
them now? It was like you put pictures in it, put it on detail, forget about it, and because when we had this with like Brendan and I was like, you can enjoy now, define enjoy. Take pictures.
Yeah.
I wait 2 years for that. I'd
Yeah.
wait. Between that 2 years, you know how many figures are gonna come out from Hot Toys? Maybe 100 or maybe 20, and you're gonna buy that too. So you got that.
Yeah.
But who's to say that they're even gonna put out this from the sequel movie? I mean, is this really a hot commodity that would warrant another Venom from the sequel? I personally don't think so. I mean, they're only coming out. They've already teased Carnage real quick, but that's Carnage. You're looking at a different piece compared to Venom that just dropped. Why would they do that? To me, that doesn't make sense. I mean, it's not
like
that hot of a movie of an IP.
Yeah, I feel like because they already engineered a body for this one, that regardless if it has symbol or not, like I said, I'm only gonna wait if that has a symbol, because the symbol is, I think, it's like a deal breaker for me.
Yeah,
that's a deal breaker. If it only with the Tom Hardy head sculpt, F that. I'll buy that
eBay.
third party.
Yeah, eBay.
But the symbol is kind of like, I just need one Venom. This is not like Batman where I need like multiple suits. It's like, this
the body that they use here is this the same body that they used for the Mark 46 for the Venomized Iron Man?
I'm pretty sure.
So perhaps this is their second crack at it then, if that's the case.
Possibly.
So if that's true, if that's the case, and they've already gotten, I don't want to say they've gotten their money's worth, but they've already gotten their second crack at it. So
yeah,
I mean, that's another thing to consider.
I have a feeling that they'll make another one, but regardless if they'll make or not, I think we'll find out on Friday. Like maybe it's in the end credits where he get it, or maybe he doesn't. If he doesn't, I'll buy it. But if he does, I'll wait.
And Venom 3 is coming out pretty. I mean, I think they're scheduling it to 2023 or 2024. So you got. I mean, you're gonna go through a loop optical if you're gonna keep waiting and waiting. It's just gonna like Mando. Like people are like, oh, I should not have bought the first season, and then the second season comes out, and the third season is actually coming out pretty soon, and they're obviously gonna do that sooner because they want to get the other one ready. So everybody's gonna go through a loop. It's gonna be like another loop. Just keep on waiting.
Let me throw you a what if scenario out there. What if by this thing comes out like on home release, VOD on demand, or whatever we're doing nowadays? What if the symbol shows up in a deleted scene, right? And then Hot Toys or whoever gets that and say, hey, here's your deleted scene Venom. Boom, here you go.
Special edition, dude.
Exactly.
So bad.
They have done that actually. I mean, when the first Venom movie came out, they actually showed 30 minutes of the film that they have cut in their Blu-ray. So I mean, if they do the same thing for this version, because I know they cut a lot. I think originally it was supposed to be 2 hours long, and then now it's I think an hour and 37 minutes or an hour 30 minutes. So I mean, I think there's a lot of scenes that has been cut out. So I'm not surprised if we get to see the symbol in a deleted cut scene. So
yeah, because
Julio says that we'll get a concept version.
Concept version. Yeah, they've been doing a lot of those concept versions with like Doctor Strange and
that is like a slap in the face if they do a concept version with a symbol on it. It was like, it's a concept version. Woo! I mean, it's Hot Toys.
You never know.
Yeah,
that's
about here.
Yeah.
If they do a second one and they show like the first one and the second one, they do like how they did with the Mandalorian, they compare the two, and that's just such a slippery move for them to do, because they're showing that the first one is not that great and the second one is much better.
I don't even think they care anymore.
They pissed a lot of people off. I've seen comments down below like, how dare you do this to us? Because back then, people were still waiting on their first Mandalorian. Everybody was waiting.
Everyone knew that at season 2 Mando was going to come out.
Yeah.
It was the timing that was really bad. Because typically, we have a window where we can sell our figures to upgrade. And that happens from Captain America, Civil War, what's the other movie? And we know there's going to be a new Cap, and the suit might be different here and there, but we have a window to sell our existing figure and not take a loss.
They did
And
not give
then
us time.
you didn't get it this time. They were like, nope.
No.
Actually, you kind of did, because that figure was teased before a couple cons, like a few months prior.
Which one?
Right? So that that same Mandalorian.
Oh.
No,
right.
but no one
Yeah.
knew. Once they dropped the pre-order thing, that killed the value of the first
No,
one.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad timing, but
Bad time.
everybody was kind of given a heads up, and you know because the hotness of that IP right now, that there's no way they're gonna pass up on dropping that pre-order sometime soon.
Yeah.
I mean, some of us were even asking for it. They're teasing us. Yo, when we're gonna get it? Yo, when are we gonna get it? Yo, here it is. Pre-order it. Oh man, why you do this to us for? It's too early. Blah 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 blah. Everybody's upset. I just got my other one. So I mean, ideally, you're not gonna please everybody, man.
It's
no.
like, because right now it's different. Like we're right now with the Obi-Wan, we know there's gonna be a new Anakin, right? So this is your window. If you have an
100%.
Anakin and you want to get money, sell it now. Sell it now. But if they do this with for example, you can't complain if they drop an Anakin. Your Anakin's gonna tank. That's just how it is.
That's how it works.
Anakin, because even if it's two different Anakins, some people are gonna think I just need one Anakin, one that would represent my my collection here, and that's it. And you can make an argument, oh, it's from a different movie. Some people would think I just need one. So it regardless of if it's from that movie or this movie, it would affect it somehow.
Yeah.
What's a movie that only has one figure that's kind of hot right now?
Matrix.
No, it's something that
I would say I would consider that hot.
Sorry. I thought you were talking about like one movie that only had one figure. My bad.
No, what's a Star Wars that just got? Well, let's just put it this way: the OG Mando. Everyone's been banking on that OG Mando, right? Oh, I'm gonna buy 2. I'm gonna buy 3 because it's gonna sell out. Boom! Once they dropped that pre-order, no one saw that coming. That with the blur,
not even been a year.
That was such a surprise.
That was like, oh man, that threw a monkey wrench on every reseller out there. That's kind of like, banking on, I'm gonna make money on this OG Mando.
Yeah, everybody was confident.
Who's that? From 6 Scale Scavengers. He bought
Brian.
like
Brian bought a couple of them. Yeah.
Yeah, they're sealed, and you just want to get your money back. But at least for that OG Mando, you need to splurge out on the blurg for you to get that. So you can still make an argument that maybe you can get your money back if you don't want to spend $500. It's like, hey, I got one sealed for you for pretty much MSRP. Here you go. So at least they did that. They didn't do that with this, with this Mando. But hey, it happened. So now it's kind of tricky when it comes to Hot Toys to know when to let go or when to hold on. That's the before you can kind of know. It's like, oh, the next movie's gonna drop. All right, might as well get rid of it. Now you don't know.
I think the thing is, if you see where the market is going on a particular piece, and if you're not too attached to it, get rid of it.
Yeah.
Profit off of it.
Before your window was like 2 years.
Exactly.
the movie's gonna be done. Then we know Hot Toys is notorious for being slow. So it was like, oh, after the movie comes out, that's another year. So maybe like around 3 years, move the value up. But with that OG Mando, it's like that came out of nowhere. It's like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The guy was like banking on making money on that OG Mando. They just maybe lost money or break even. So it's hard. It's hard to gauge them now. You never know.
It really is.
Like with this Hulk, well, it's Marvel that's kind of tanking with this Hulk. Like this one's gonna tank all the way through. Tim sent. This is gonna be like a $325 or $300 special on Black Friday, I feel like. So
what's it going for right now?
360?
375.
375.
375.
375.
Gotcha.
Even that Rescue at Toys Wonderland, it's like 292. So
No
really?
way! Wow.
292. That Rescue.
Wow.
I mean, you gotta add the shipping, but so it would still come out to maybe like 350, maybe.
But shipping is that much?
Yeah. So
Jeez.
Yeah, you gotta play shipping into Toys Wonderland. Shipping is pretty costly, too.
dude, their website is buggy as hell. Sometimes the shipping is like $50, sometimes it's like $12. I'm just scared, It's just like,
Did I hear
Yeah,
you
you
say
just
that
don't
they're
wanna play
spamming
with
your
me.
email now?
they're spamming my email. Yeah. Because we were testing it
You
last
still
night,
wanna
me
buy
and
it?
Will.
Yeah.
Yeah, me and Will
No,
were
I-
testing it like the night. It was like, oh, let's order this. I was like, dude, it went back up to 70. And I added a figure. It was like, dude, the shipping that's now $12. It was like, dude, I'm fucking scared of this
What
website.
the hell is going on out there,
It's
man?
so bug. You guys can try it. If you check out, like
No way.
I
No
told them,
way,
like,
man. I don't want to be spammed.
I told them, dude, if I check out and they said that, oh, we made a pricing mistake, it's fine, it's fair. Just cancel my order. Just don't charge me the extra money, for the shipping, because I have no intention of picking up Rescue to begin with. But
yeah.
So
Wow.
KG, you're getting this, right? I know, like on Will's.
Yeah, I know a lot of people were bashing me about this. Why are you getting this? This is not the definitive Hulk. Well, for me personally, I'm getting the last time they're together. Although it's not my favorite rendition of the Hulk, but it is the last time they're all together as a team. At least the OG6. So I really care about that, and I've seen so many great photos of all 6 of them together, and I can't wait to put all of them together in the shelf. But yeah, I know it's not the most popular Hulk, but it's something that I want to kind of finish off the OG6. So
Mario, any plans on this at all?
Yeah, KG and I are on the same page. I had the same exact idea to do, is just to get the original 6.
Mm-hmm.
Although, after seeing that I Am Patriot, I might have to consider 7. I don't know. We'll see.
You guys
But,
are
it's a good figure.
But the thing is, what I plan to do is put the Justice League side by side, with this team separated. If it'll fit, separated by the Hall of Armor, all marked 1 through 7. If they'll fit.
Right.
So we'll see. We'll see if that works out.
I like this. The head sculpt looks good. I mean, this is not the Hulk. This is a good Hulk from Endgame.
This is Professor Hulk. It's
it's
not
optical.
I
really think this figure will look good with your Endgame line.
I had this on my radar for a specific price point though. Like I'm like even Rescue. I want every figure from Endgame.
Yeah.
Just at the price point that I'm willing to pay for.
Yeah.
And,
every figure.
I want every figure from that line.
Yeah, really? Wow.
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. I heard Captain Marvel's gonna be released next week for Endgame.
Maybe not Captain Marvel, but even Captain Marvel.
I'm not getting ready to
she's gonna ask for the manager. But that's the carrying Captain Marvel who's gonna like. Can I see your manager? I feel like if I post in a different way, she's gonna ask for my manager because she's like she has the Karen haircut. But I even want that at a specific price point, like that Captain. I want everything at like this one, and I'm being realistic. If I can get this for 300, and I feel like I could at some point, I'll get them. I'll get them.
You will.
I will. I'll get that Iron Patriot. I'll get I'll get that Rescue. I'll get those guys at that is a price point that I'm willing to pay for.
What if what if the run is so low where you don't get that opportunity?
That's
true.
Look
at the Rise of Skywalker Ray that just came out. I mean, a lot of people, beforehand were bashing on the head sculpt until it came out. Then it started getting a little bit more praise, and that piece just came out. I mean, not that long ago, and it's already waitlisted. so
that's
the thing. You truly never know what's going to happen.
I got this guy, so
there you go.
I got a back.
You have your Hulk.
I got my
your Hulk, dude.
So I'm not too like, hey, I gotta. But
that's the definitive Hulk to have.
Yeah, you don't have a Hulk, KG, so I get it. But
yeah, no, me personally, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk is not my favorite rendition of Hulk. I actually prefer the 2008 Hulk, the Edward Norton version of the Hulk. Maybe one day if Hot Toys tackles on that license for that version of Hulk, they make that'll be pretty cool. But yeah, I was not willing to spend $430 on it, so I used some Sideshow rewards points, and I got it down to I think $340 shipped. So it's better than $420, I guess. But I did not want to spend that $400 price for it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like Marvel just tanked, man.
Yeah,
I mean, Star Wars took over. Makes sense.
Ever since Mandalorian came out, Marvel's like, huh? What? What's Marvel?
Well, I mean,
the Mandalorian was
finished.
Huge.
Endgame was done. Pandemic hit. All we had was just whatever was streaming, and unfortunately, Mandalorian took over that mantle and brought Star Wars back to the promised land.
Yeah.
Now this was random. This was definitely random. I don't know. It's
definitely random. Like I feel like this is one thing. It's cool. I like that they're doing it, but I feel like no one asked for this.
Nobody asked for it.
Yeah. But
No.
it's just what $200.
Is it really $200 for this?
$200, like a
I
half.
think so.
Yeah.
I think
no,
It
so.
looks cool though. I think it would look cool
It looks cool.
behind my Hall of Armor, but
Right, and if you have like a
Mhm.
Tony Stark figure, I mean, this will look cool because you can, he's doing something, fixing armors. You can have the Hall of Seven while he's, fixing one of his, Iron Man armors. But I don't think it's 200 cool for it.
yeah. Mar, you're getting this?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah, I plan on
Oh.
using this for the Hall of Armor setup. I have this along with the Mech Test Tony Stark on order. So
Makes sense.
it's just for the Hall of Armor display, and that's it. But yeah, I do plan on picking it up.
It's a creepy guy right here.
Gollum.
I don't understand why they. Well, I do understand. They at least I gotta give, because did you guys know about like this guy? Like it's so dumb. So one figure is 130. So
Mhm.
Gollum apparently and Smeagol are two different figure. Because
Of course they are.
they could have just went out with one body with two head sculpts, of course, right? Like this guy and this guy. But they want you to buy the deluxe,
Mhm.
which means there's two bodies. Why do I need two bodies?
Exactly. No one's gonna take the time to swap out. I mean, or display two bodies. I mean, ideally, like you mentioned, yeah, just drop in two head sculpts
Yeah.
along with the swappable legs, and does it
And
come
arms.
with swappable arms?
Yeah.
Yeah, and
yeah,
then
yeah,
there you go. Yeah, no one's
So
gonna display two Golems. I
no
don't
one
believe.
needs two golems ever on your
Mhm.
display. However, I appreciate Asmus' honesty on this one, because they came out and say that because it was a dumb move, right? That was like, why do you have
Yeah.
deluxe two bodies? And they flat out
Yeah.
said, we need to make up the cost for making this body. Flat out. They were like, hey, we need to get back the money that we did for the engineering of this body or whatever, the mold. That's why there's two body, and that's why one is only 130 to make up the cost. So it's like, hey, I appreciate that. At least you're pretty transparent and didn't give us a bogus answer. I was like, well, on your display, you need two.
Mhm.
It's like, all right, cool. I can even respect that. You come out and say it's like, we need to get our money back, and cool. I mean, you can buy one for 130, and I think at 130 it's pretty fair price for 130.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
How do you feel about the rooted hair? I mean, are you a fan that they went that route versus like sculpted plastic hair or what have you?
I think for this one, it works.
I think it works, yeah. Because I
Mhm.
mean, you can't mess this up. This
I
is not
think
like
I think if it
Infinity
was
War
actually,
Black Widow.
if it was actually sculpted, I think it would look a little more fake. But for this instance, I think it looks a little better. I think I would accept rooted hair for this one.
Yeah, especially it's too far and few. I mean, for the deluxe, you get 270. I guess you get two bodies that no one asked for, but
It looks good. It's a good looking piece though.
it
But
does.
it's just the fact that they dropped a 2-pack. That look at those arms. Oh my gosh, that's horrible. I mean,
Yeah.
that elbow bend is atrocious, man. I mean, yo, no. I mean, I don't know. I forgot what I was gonna say. I lost my train of thought after seeing this damn arm, dude. Yeah, thanks for that, bro.
Would you
But,
rather have jointed arms?
I'd rather have a swap out pre-posed arm
Yeah.
if you're gonna do that.
Yep.
That's what I'd rather have. The same way that you have a swap out Hulk with the
Legs.
upper torso in a static pose.
Yeah,
Do the same thing with the legs and the arms in this case. So
dude. Yeah, they did
And
it with the
then-
legs.
yeah, exactly. There's no reason why they couldn't have done that with the arms. Just keep it pre-posed. And then granted, if you really want to pose it in different ways, then just give them jointed arms, exposed joints. I don't think that would have been a problem.
Maybe even increase the price a little bit, if you really have to, make it 150. I don't know, but
Yeah.
A DX Gollum.
Mm,
you interested in this one, KG, at all? Or
no. Way out of my price range. Look, I can see some inspirations from the Ironmonger, and I think this is the same height for the Age of Ultron Hulkbuster. If I'm wrong, is that right? It's the same height almost.
I don't know. This is a power pose, right?
Is it power pose? Oh
Yeah.
wow. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting. I think for many people who love Iron Man, I'm definitely gonna get this. But for me personally, I have nowhere to put this. The show What If is not something that I'm in need of collecting. Although the show so far has been some hit or misses. But yeah, $600 for this figure, and with the 2-pack with the Steve Rogers, I don't see it. But I don't know about you guys. What do you think, Mario?
Nope. Not interested whatsoever.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, I'm done with all this stuff. I mean, anything coming out of the What If line. Although I'll have to say the Doctor Strange episode was pretty damn good.
That was the best one for me.
That one aside, have you guys seen the most recent one with Thor?
Yeah, with Thor.
Oh
Yeah.
my god, what the hell was that?
That was so much
I
fun.
thought it was entertaining. I mean, I did get a quick laugh at it, but at the same time, I'm like, what the hell are they freaking
I
doing?
know, it's just crazy.
You know, I'm like, what? Why? Why is this a?
It didn't make
whatever?
sense for the What If episode. So
I mean, none of it makes sense. I mean, it's what if. I mean, so
What if,
they
yeah.
can literally do whatever they want.
Anything,
You
right?
know, ultimately, it doesn't matter. This isn't canon. You know,
Mhm.
so who cares? Who cares what they do? You know, but at the same time, I mean, you still want to.
Well, I mean,
still wanna try
I've
to
heard
appeal to your
rumors
viewers.
that the Doctor Strange episode, the evil version, is going to be in Multiverse of Madness. That's what I heard. That version of Doctor Strange, or at least somewhat a version of that version, is going to be in the Multiverse of Madness, and also Spider-Man No Way Home. And I think that's why in the trailers, Doctor Strange is acting a little weird. You know, it could be Mephisto, or somebody else. Because I know a lot of people were theorizing about Mephisto coming in WandaVision, and that did not happen.
Everybody's been theorizing
they're
about
teasing
Mephisto
him.
since freaking way back when.
But they were teasing him a lot
over it.
throughout the Disney Plus shows. But yeah,
Dude, this kind of like and this is expensive. This is like $600, right? Like
yeah,
for
not
both of
worth
them.
it. I'm sorry. It's
Ooh, for What If, you must really love What If
you have to love What If.
to buy 600, because this is almost the same price as a tumbler, and
Yeah.
that's an
Or a
iconic
premium
movie.
format.
Or a premium format. Yeah, so you must really love What If. This is kind of like the releases where you kind of like question Hot Toys, kind of like
They're
why
kind of following into the Hasbro line. They're
kind
kind
of
of
like
following the
why do you
Hasbro
have
route.
to do this?
Yeah.
Why not divulge your effort to something else that some
And
people-
also, why not make the Steve Rogers a separate piece available to
Yeah.
pick up separately?
Why not?
I mean, why are they forcing collectors just to pick up in order to have Steve Rogers with this 2-pack?
yeah.
You know? I mean,
It's business.
granted, it's all about exactly. It's just so that
Yeah.
they can make a buck along with everything else. I mean, I get it, but I mean,
Yeah, we all get it.
If they really wanted to please most collectors, I think they would have done that. But I mean, however, business. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, they're
So-
doing whatever doing
yeah.
whatever they're doing.
So I think it's pretty evident that we're not getting these, right?
Most of the ones that at least I heard like on streams are, hopefully they can retract one of these like pre-orders. Like, you know what? We changed our mind. We're not going to do this anymore.
Can you imagine?
Yeah,
Here's
never
your money
done that.
back.
That'd be pretty funny.
What'll be even more funny is that everybody's saying, "No, I'm not gonna get. That's all I'm not interested in." And then they actually retract their pre-order. Then you're gonna hear the floods of people. Why did you cancel my pre-order? I wanted this. Blah, blah, blah.
I've been waiting
Like,
for
where
for so long.
Exactly. Where the hell is everybody at, man? I mean,
Dude,
that's
collector
hilarious.
problems, man. Collector
Yeah,
problems.
no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
This is they changed this. I guess they took out the red. This looks like an Iron Killmonger now, but which Killmonger is a pretty good suit. Are you gonna get this, KG? Are you Spider-Man fan? Spider-Man. I know you're a Spider-Man 2 fan.
I am a huge Spider-Man 2 fan. I love Tobey Maguire, and I'm so excited. You know, if the rumors are true, and it seems like it is true, that he's going to be coming back. For this figure, it depends. I have to see the film. I cannot just buy something, and who knows? He might not even use the suit that much in the film. He might use it for like 5 minutes, and then goes on to the next suit. I mean, I think he has like 3 or 4 suits in this film. That's mind-boggling.
Really?
I mean, if you look at Tobey Maguire, it's just one suit. This guy has like 4 different suits.
That's enough.
Wow.
That's enough.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I appreciate that they fixed it because that's more accurate now to the film. But like I said, the price $270, I don't see $270 for it. I could see like maybe $250 for it, you know. But for what you're
270
getting,
seems to be the new normal nowadays.
for Spider-Man figures, I guess, because with their cyborg Spider-Man, it's like $285, I think. majority of the Spider-Man figures are going up the 250 price point. But yeah, I just have to see the film. And if I feel the need to get this figure, I'll pre-order it. And there's no NRD for it, so if I pre-order right now, I could just cancel it, and I will not get my NRD taken away. So,
How about you, Mario? Does this
Nope.
interest you at all?
No. I'm curious to know whether or not, because I see some people in the chat that mentioned the Raimi suit, and
I'm waiting.
I'm
for
curious.
That. Yeah,
I'm waiting for that
was
one.
also in the amazing in the game, in the Spider-Man
Yeah,
PS4
in the
game,
Right,
in which they
right.
released a ton of suits. Why wouldn't the Raimi
Why
suit
would it-
come out in that?
That's what I'm
Exactly.
You know,
thinking.
that was the time to do it.
It
I
could
just
be
never
a
forgot.
licensing issue. It could be a licensing
Really?
issue. I think so, because they're taking off from a different. They're also taking from the movies and the game, so it's not from the video game. Because it's also dealing with also the movie franchise. So there could be a licensing issue. But then again, I could be wrong. But I don't understand why they're not. I mean, if they're making so many suits from this video game, why not that suit? Why not also the Andrew Garfield suit that we got recently for the PS5 version? I mean, there's so many great suits out in that video game, like those two specific ones, the Raimi suit and the Mark Webb suit.
I guess we all agree that if it plays a big part in the movie, might consider. It's not still a
Yeah.
must-have, right? Let me ask you: is the Night Monkey suit played a big part in the movie?
No,
It didn't. What if it played the same part as Night Monkey? Would that interest you at all? Let's say this suit right here played the same exact role as Night Monkey.
it really depends what the suit does. Because if we see some of the accessories, it seems like he has some Doctor Strange stuff on him, and it just really depends on what he does in the film. The Night Monkey, it was just the regular suit. Nothing happened to the suit. But for this instance, this suit has some weird magic spell on him. So if we get to see this guy fighting Electro with this suit, and he's doing some magic stuff with, because in the accessory it looks like it's Doctor Strange magic. But yeah, it really depends. And it seems like this figure is actually coming out pretty soon than normal release dates, right?
It might be. I mean, it looks like every other Spider-Man suit, but
Yeah, I think this one's slated to March 2022, which is pretty soon for a figure like
Mario,
this.
I think we can agree that this is not a Spider-Man, like the primary Spider-Man suit. This could be a good second or third
No.
Spider-Man suit, right? Like if you already have
Sure.
a blue and now, with that being said, let's say you have the upgraded suit, the traditional Spider-Man colors. Would this be a better pickup than the stealth suit, the Night Monkey? As a second
Depending, okay, if I was a Spider-Man collector, I would have
Yeah.
to consider the role that this figure plays within the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, regardless, it could play like 5 minutes, just like you said with the Night Monkey. But how much more impact did that 5 minutes have over the Night Monkey scene, right? I mean, this clearly is a take out of Doctor Strange type of suit, right? I
Yeah.
mean, from the wraps, from the accessories, you see all those mystic pieces that are tied to it,
Yeah.
which leads me to believe there's going to be a little bit more to this figure than what we're actually possibly expecting. But given that, I would still, my preference is to stick with the. Oh wait, you said the upgraded suit, or this between this and the Night Monkey? I'm sorry.
This between let's say the role is the same one as the Night Monkey, not not overtly.
I would then I would go with this.
Yeah.
To be honest. The
This
Night
one's better.
Monkey, is a nice, it's a cool tactical looking suit. I
Yeah.
like how the eyes flip up, kind of like if it was like
Yeah.
a tactical helmet in a sense. But this is more Spider-Man in
Yeah,
a
and that
sense.
one's
I
a
mean,
little more
granted
dull.
it's a different color,
So,
but you still have the overall sense and character of Spider-Man in this suit, even
Yeah.
though it is a mix of Doctor Strange. So I would actually go for this one than the other
Than the
one.
Night Monkey. Yeah, makes sense.
Right.
'Cause we're having this conversation because I get the vibe here of an Iron Man that's repainted. You know what I mean? Like it's the
Sure.
Iron Man, but
Yeah,
you made
that
it
makes
like
sense.
blue, and then this kind of like it's the same Spider-Man, but to make it gold. Because the Night Monkey is a totally different suit, right? Like it's not a reissue or repainted, so to speak. But as far as striking, this is more striking than
yeah.
Night
Yeah.
Monkey, for sure. Yeah.
But are you surprised at the fact that this is just another repainted Spider-Man
Not at all.
suit?
Not
I
at
mean,
all. Not at all.
you can't be. You can't.
I'm
be,
just
so.
more surprised that they actually announced this from the No Way Home line, because usually when the movie comes out afterwards, they would announce these figures.
Yeah, but if you look at the trends, you see Hasbro releasing the same thing in their Marvel Legends.
They're following that Hasbro.
So yeah, it's not just that. I think that the studio go ahead and gives these toy companies reference picks and say, okay, go ahead and start with these figures first, and you guys can release these, and then when the movie comes out, maybe we'll give you guys some more or what have you.
Right.
So I think if you look at the trend, that's what you saw from the Hasbro side. That's what you see from the Hot Toy side, and I just think that's just how it goes.
Yeah, makes sense.
I just felt like as a collector, like if you display that right next to your other Spider-Man, it just looks like it's the same, but in gold. But at least a Night Monkey's like a totally different.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm like, oh, did you just paint this one? But like as that in that standpoint, a single songwriter, that's Night Monkey is like 120 at 10 cent.
He's pretty cheap.
They're pretty much giving it away.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I think I got the deluxe one with the base is beautiful. It like lights up.
That's why I want to get it because of the base.
For 200 shipped. So
when it hits $80 shipped, give me a call. I might consider it.
I think he'll just burn it at that time, but
I know.
Dude, so KG, you haven't sold a single hot toy, right? A single one.
No, I haven't yet.
You have been collecting for that long, I guess, because like when I know you want the first 6, but I went through the Avengers, the first Avengers, I got that, and every time that they got a new one like Age of Ultron, I feel the need to upgrade. Kind of like, oh, they got a new cap.
Right.
I'm gonna sell the old cap. Now you came in with the end game cap, so there's no other cap. Yeah, you don't have to sell.
No, that. I'm not interested in the 2012 cap. No.
Yeah,
because that's still actually being released too. So
it's still being released. Yeah, but I went from like the first Avenger, which is he's short, the flaking shield, to the one that you can't move. I know Mario did the same thing there. Like if he's your all Marvel, you went through that phase. Yep. But some of those I don't regret. Like selling Black Widows like 5 times to get the ultimate. Getting to this in-game Black Widow, I don't miss those 5 other Black Widows that I sold.
Yeah.
Right.
But I'm sure Mario, you did get you regretted selling some figures. What are give me like 5 things or figures that maybe you
5?
Yeah. Or can you even come up with 5?
Man, no. I mean, okay, you know what? Hang on a second. I don't want to say regret, but I mean, I would say more that I do kind of miss. Yeah, like this was an underrated figure. It kind of sucks that I got rid of it, but not to the point to where I would say I absolutely regret it. One that comes to mind is that when I sold the what was it? The Nightmare Batman, the Sideshow exclusive when that came out. So when that dropped, I had like a bunch of points, so I got it for like $150 shipped and sold it at a high for like 500. And I also sold it with the custom kit. I think it was a 1/6 kit coat that they had.
Yeah.
So I sold it with that like back in the day, and then after a while, I was like, that was such a unique Batman, and I really wanted to have a setup to where I can have all of my Batman figures set up. And at a time, that was my only regret. And then when I started letting go of more stuff, I was like, that's cool, no big deal. And then lo and behold, it comes out again. It's for the reissue. Exactly. I mean, and let alone in the Justice League line. So I'm still on the fence of whether or not I'm going to pick up that 2-pack or not, because me and my stupid ass, like, completionist attitude. I've got the Kit Chen code again, so I went ahead and got it just in case. So we'll see what happens, man.
You're already preparing for it.
But I am preparing, I'm just in case, and that's it. So, but we'll see what happens. But you know what? I'll say that the one that I kind of almost regrettable right now, getting rid of the Infinity War cap. Because that one,
that's a good cap.
That's an underrated figure. Because when I pulled it out to start taking pictures of it, I'm like, yo, this is a good freak. This is a nice figure, man.
Yeah.
I really like the head sculpt. The overall body proportions, I think, was probably the best. Even better than the Endgame one, I think.
I agree.
Yeah, I think that's a great looking figure, and it was so. I mean, it was what was it? The Nomad Cap they referred to as in the comics.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was different. It was a different cap. He wasn't really representing Captain America, more than Steve Rogers in a sense, to me.
Yeah.
So even without the traditional shield and just only having the Wakandan shields or that big ass alien blade, that he carried, or that came with the set, it was a phenomenal figure. I really, really liked it.
That sat on the shelves too for a while.
Forever it sat. forever. It's at. But I'm sorry, I'm getting confused by or getting distracted by Corvals when I pull it out to take pictures of it. Yeah, for reals, dude.
Exactly. But that spear looked cool from Mario's point of view.
I'll send y'all pictures later, man, if you want to see it. But anyway, I think those are the only two. I mean, it does get a lot easier when you realize that you're selling something just to upgrade to a newer one.
Yeah.
Or you're funding something else for your collection. Then you evaluate what you have, and then you're like, you know what? I'm not really attached to this. I can go ahead and let this go.
Mm-hmm.
I had it. I enjoyed it in the display. Let someone else enjoy it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And especially if I can sell it for at a high price, then
Right.
yo, God, see ya. You know, especially if it's something that I'm not, really that much attached to. I really couldn't do that right now for Star Wars right now, just because I feel like I could eventually get that back, but I mean, I don't want to. You know what I mean? I don't want to try to deal with that. I mean, just to try to deal with the fact of trying to get something that I know is in good condition as mine, unless I bought it brand new. And even if I bought it brand new, I don't even know the condition of it, because who knows if it's if the materials are falling apart or what have you.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall it's just way easier. I'm less attached, if anything.
How about things that you sold that eventually? Well, this is not more of because we know we don't sell it for money, but that's a part of it, right? Like, let's say we're gonna buy a statue and be like, God damn, I could have sold it for this much if I waited or something. Did that ever happen to you? It was like you sold it for like maybe retail and then it blew up all of a sudden?
The Civil War Ant-Man comes to mind, because I remember for some reason that it kind of went up a little bit, and I sold it for like under 200 shipped, I think it was. I forget if that figure even went up and why.
But you did get money for because I know you were selling this before, your Falcon,
Vision,
right? Or Vision, yeah.
Vision, yeah, that one I sold when it was hot. I'm like, cool, just in time, because I had it for sale before and no one, there was no buyers.
No one was buying.
No one was buying it. And then WandaVision hits. I'm like, boom, here you go.
Perfect time.
Exactly. It worked out just perfectly. So, but that's about it, man. I mean,
because Star Wars is hot right now.
Oh, like,
every Star Wars figure. Which one of those guys, and which price point would you be like? Let's say you do have Emperor, right? He's pretty hot.
I've got the dark side Anakin.
I've got
the light side Anakin. That figure's going it's going through the roof right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I can easily flip that one. I mean, granted, I mean, I don't want to give that one up right now just because the plans that I really have for it. I just displayed it recently and then had to shuffle things around and box it back up again. It's a great looking figure. It's a nice looking piece, but I don't want to really sell anything Star Wars right now, because I mean, anything else outside of it, when I first started collecting, I knew that I wouldn't have too much of a problem giving it up if I had to, because this was always around since I was a kid. So this is my thing. This is where I have sentimental values is with Star Wars. Yeah, I have attachments with Star Wars. Even though they tell you not to have attachments to shit like that, but hey, what are you gonna do? But that's the thing. I mean, it's hot right now. Cool. That's fine. I'll ride with it. When it's not so hot, Star Wars is still going to be my thing. So through thick and thin, I'm always down for it. I'm always with it. The only reason for me to get rid of all my 1/6, like I mentioned earlier, is when Queen Studios get the damn Star Wars license, then everything is going. That's it. Everything is gone.
Yeah.
Everything is gone. Then I'm completely out.
Why are they? Why is Sideshow only one doing Star Wars? Do you guys know? Is there like an issue?
Well, it seems like they've been doing a lot of the Clone Wars stuff. I don't know if that's due to licensing. Maybe Hot Toys lost the licensing issue for Clone Wars.
Are you talking statues optical or
statues?
Oh, statues. Yeah. Never mind. I thought you were talking about figures. Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, there are other studios that are out there. It's just a simple fact that Sideshow is the big baller over here. Yeah. They're the mafia over here in the North America, right? Mm-hmm. And they're gonna do whatever they can to not let these other studios really interfere with what they've got going on. So, but all they really do is one rendition of Darth Vader or Darth Maul pretty much. I mean, they really don't
Yeah.
do all the characters that we really want. So Iron Studios, we're looking at the Mandalorian that they came out with. They just dropped an Ahsoka from the Mandalorian. We've got XM that did Darth Revan and Darth Malik. You know,
Mhm.
that 2-pack. I went ahead and pre-ordered those, but yet they're not allowing sales over here in the US.
Yeah.
So I just think they're just trying to cockblock everybody from, you know, from sales in general, you know, swinging that big dick energy or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
And that's just that. It just freaking sucks. They're just playing. They know they can, and they're getting away with it. You know,
Yeah.
which absolutely sucks because collectors like me have to go through different avenues to get what we need to get.
Mm.
Right. I mean, whether it's licensed or not. You know, what
Because
I mean?
sideshows is they're good, you know, with statues, right? They're not the best.
Sure.
Yeah.
No. They're for the price. They're doing
Yeah.
pretty good stuff.
Good
You know,
stuff.
they've been improving a lot lately with some of the stuff that they've been soliciting, dropping for pre-orders.
And it's weird to say, like, you know, like in 1/6, that's kind of like they are.
Oh, it's the complete opposite.
They're like, oh, there's sideshow in 1/6, but even on
Uh-huh.
statues, right? Like if you talk about the big boys, you know, like Iron Studio, I think they still kind of like down there. Like if you list it out from Prime, Queen Studios, and
Mm-hmm.
all that
Yeah.
stuff, quality wise, right? Like price wise, you can't beat sideshow.
Yeah.
But quality wise, you know, the looks and especially realism.
The overall details in the paint apps aren't going to be as crisp as some of these other studios that are putting in
Yeah.
amazing work right now. I mean, I would say Sideshow is like a good entry point, you know, if you're getting into
Right.
statues. But even at the price point that they're charging right now, if you just saved a little bit more to get like the equivalent piece from another studio that's doing it way better,
Mhm.
then do that by all means. You know, go for the more expensive piece.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
example, like that Joker, the one that's clapping, you know, like it's
Mhm.
sideshow for 600. Queen Studios has the same Joker for the same price, but the quality is
Yeah,
too different.
Yeah.
Queen.
they're
So,
completely different. Right,
yeah.
exactly.
So I guess I just knowing what to look for. But
Mhm.
KG, I know you're like a DC, you're a Star Wars fan too, right?
Like I said, Star Wars, Marvel, and DC fan. Yeah, all three.
I know you love your Star Wars. Would a specific amount like sway you on selling something? Like
From the
what
Star
would
Wars
be the,
section,
yeah, what would be the price point?
like just any of the figures that I have that I want to sell.
The one that you love.
I really like the Heavy Mando. That's my favorite right now. It's currently in the collection.
Really?
And,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
it's my favorite figure
Wow.
in the
Heavy
collection.
Mando's not. So it was hot, and then it's calming
Starting
down.
to drop. It
It's
is really
coming
dropping
down a little bit. But I think, you know, it really depends if they're gonna if he's gonna come back on season 3. But if he doesn't, I think the price will still be maybe going down a little bit. But as far as how much, I mean, if you're telling me if I were to sell that figure, how much I would put it for?
Yeah. Let's say it became rare.
So how much is he right now going for right now currently in the
300.
market? How much?
pretty
300.
much retail.
Retail.
300.
Or so.
Yeah.
So, you know, in a couple of years, if it goes up, I think I'll put it for reasonably 500. I mean,
500.
that's the going rate for it, I guess. But I know it was going for like, there was one eBay and it actually sold. It was $600 for a Heavy Mando.
Wow, did it really get
So
that
yeah,
high?
$600 for Heavy Mando, and
Wow.
yeah, I would sell for 500 if I could, but that piece is amazing.
It's a good piece.
It's
Yeah.
a really good piece with the machine gun, and
Mhm.
yeah, I don't think if I can, I don't think I can,
That's
let it
something that
go.
you wouldn't. That would be. Is it safe to say that would be the last one that you would sell or trade or?
Pretty much, yeah, that'll be the last one I would sell with OG
Wow.
Mando. Yeah, those are pretty good figures.
That's pretty high praise for like Star Wars, especially Mandalorian is hard to gauge right now. Which one you're gonna crown as the, let's say, Grail for that, because they're still ongoing. So
Yeah,
it's
there's a
like
lot of figures coming
Star
out.
Wars, you can be like, oh, this is done. You know, you get this, you're good. You get
Yeah.
that DX07,
Yeah.
you're good. Although there's a chance that, well, we've been saying that, you know, that's been Luke.
Well, that's
It'll
for
come.
Yeah.
right, and that's for just Star Wars. That's the last thing I would sell. For Marvel, in this case, it would probably be the last thing I'd sell is probably the Captain America. I really love this Captain America figure that I have. And
Which one from Endgame?
From Endgame, yeah.
Endgame.
And and also Mysterio's pretty good figure too. So I don't know about that between those two. And then for DC, once Nightmare Batman comes, there's no way I'm selling that figure. It's one of those. I mean, I didn't collect back then, so I can't say I missed out. But now they reissued it. It's something that will never sell in my collection. I'll never take it away. It's just
KG, if you
yeah.
get a chance to get that Kit Chen coat, I highly recommend it over the stock coat.
Oh,
It
100%.
makes a world of difference.
I don't trust this pleathery, leathery material that that they use for some of these figures. So I
Mhm.
really have to go to that sort of. It's more like a fabric material sort of. I've seen
Mhm.
it's much more safer. So yeah,
Yeah.
it looks good. And I saw D Knight's video a couple of months ago, and it looks amazing. It looks 10 times better than actually the stock coat. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's completely weathered. It looks great. It's
yeah,
fantastic.
it's great.
But what about, okay, so you listed one figure out of each IP. What about your entire collection? What's the one piece that you would have the hardest time getting rid of?
Hardest time getting rid of.
Or
Oh,
like letting go of, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Oh, letting go of. That's a really tough one. I really like all the figures that. Okay, if I had to let go of one, um, I think I gotta go with the Black Widow. I think I gotta let that one go.
That's the hardest one that you would let go
No,
of.
that's what I'm saying. The
Oh, the
hardest one to let
hardest
go
one.
of.
Sorry,
Hardest.
Yes.
I
I
The,
was
the
just
one
like,
you have the
you
most
know,
attachment to.
Yeah, no. I think
I
the
got
hardest
I
one.
would
Hey, Optical, he's a young man. I mean, let him admire that Black
No.
Widow. I mean, come
Hey,
on.
No, I'm sorry.
it's
No.
so
It's just
painful to get rid of that, but
out of
don't hold it on.
out of the three franchises. Oh, Heavy Mando. I think I'm gonna keep that.
Still Heavy Man though. Like
Really?
out of
Wow.
Yeah.
That
I
is
wow,
really love that
interesting.
figure. It's my favorite figure in the collection right now. So yeah.
wow. My good.
Cool.
I got my own share of and some of them I regret because I like them. Some of them because of the price, because I let them go for really cheap. Because there was a point where I was just like, I want to get rid of stuff. There's multiple
Yeah.
times I wanted to like retire. I was like, dude, it's out of my fucking hands. And
I still
I
think that way too, bro.
I traded this
Oh
guy. You
wow.
know what I traded this
Yeah.
for? For a New Hope Vader. What a dumbass mistake.
No, that was a bad
Wait,
trade.
wait, wait, wait. From the single pack? The single pack New Hope Vader?
The one that talks.
Oh,
That's only
dude.
That was a
Dude,
big mistake.
this ended up being one of the grails, right? And that one is an afterthought.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
mind you, back in 2015, we never thought that we're gonna have multiple Vaders because Star Wars wasn't a thing by Hot Toys.
That's
So
true.
my
Mhm.
mentality back then was just like they're gonna make another Wolverine, like a better one, but they're not gonna
Little
make
did you
another
know.
Vader. Obviously, I was wrong. So, because
That's crazy.
I hated this back then because it was 250. 250 was overpriced back then, mind you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It didn't come with anything, just claws. And we were just like me, Clipper King. We were just like, dude, at least give us like a second head sculpt, like a screaming one, or the one with has cigar on it. You're charging us
Yeah.
250 for this? This is ridiculous. So it was just like I couldn't
Yeah.
wait to get rid of this because 250 was just like DX level back then. So and
And
then Vader came out with a lot of gimmicks. He has light ups, he talks. It was just like, all right, they're only gonna do one Vader because Star Wars is not gonna sell. Well, in fairness, Star Wars didn't sell up until Mando. So that was
right,
5 years
yeah.
later.
True.
Yeah,
True.
so that
True.
was 5
True.
years later. So I was kind of like right for like a few moments there up until I realized, like, God damn it, there's like 4 more Vaders now and no Wolverine. So,
Is this the only Wolverine figure they have released, or is
well,
there?
No.
there were a lot.
Yeah,
There's
but
a
there
few
was a
more.
lot. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
yeah, they were the best one. So
Yeah,
I
that's a
traded
great.
that for a Vader. God, the
Yeah,
worst
this was
Vader.
the best of the Wolverines that was out there at the time,
I
and
think
still is.
Yeah, I think it was the definitive version of the Wolverine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it was a
this
good one.
one, dude. I was trying to sell this before for, I kid you not, for $200. No one would bite, and I think this is around I don't know what time. $200. And
Really?
this is the one with a chair. I was selling it for like,
Mm,
I went down all the way down to 200. No one would bite. In fairness, I bought this for 225 at Amazon. Again, this is the one with a chair.
You got it for
Now
225 with the chair?
with a chair at Amazon.
Holy
Yeah,
shit, that was a deal,
wow.
dude. And I was just like, at that time, I think it was around 2014. It's all about Avengers, and anything that's not Avengers, you feel like, oh, this doesn't fit well with my collection. I mean, RoboCop standing by himself. So I was just like, all right. And finally, somebody took it off my hands. And no, you know what? No one took it off my hands. I traded this in for a Jack Sparrow, the DX something.
That's not a bad choice.
That's not a bad deal. Yeah,
That was
No.
not a bad trade, dude.
yeah. But in hindsight, I should have just kept this and buy that separately because
Mhm.
I could have as well. This is another one, the classic Predator.
Predator.
Mhm.
This is a special edition as well. I sold this for 180. So
No way, dude.
180,
Damn.
Wow.
dude.
This guy's going for what, about 400 plus now at least,
Crazy.
or
Yeah, because this is the classic one with
yeah,
got
man.
the
Yo,
dude
damn,
180.
that's crazy, dude.
I'll
That's
tell you, I made
wow.
some mistakes. I made some
Yeah,
mistakes.
but you live and learn. I mean, that's part of the
Live and learn.
journey. You know,
Yeah.
that's just how it goes.
This is what happens when you are trying to get rid of a figure for the sake of getting rid of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Exactly.
'Cause back then, there was a lot of predators, and I was just like, all right, I had this 3D top rule back then that anything outside of 3D top,
Mhm.
obviously that didn't happen. I was like, anything outside of the 3 would have to go. So
You were hanging out with Clipper King a lot back then, huh? Because
I
he had
was.
he had the same damn rule.
Dude,
You know, I mean, it made sense, but
I was talking to him a lot. Probably not the
yeah.
best idea back then, but or even now. But
yeah, really.
we would get canceled now if we talk to Clipper King. But dude, it was look at what it comes with. Like it has the nice diorama base. It's like a second head sculpt. It has all these light up features in his hand. 180. I mean, you can't even get a Hot Toys for 180 nowadays.
I think if anything that would warrant a reissue or 2.0 would be this one.
It would.
You
and
know,
I don't think
this is what needs to come out.
Exactly. And I don't think people would mind as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Dude, this is another
Except
one.
John.
Except John, yeah.
Except John.
Any reissue, John would, This is not the DX. This is Batman Forever. Is it? Oh no, Returns.
No, Batman Returns.
Batman Returns. And honestly, this is not even a DX, but it felt like a DX because it has everything that the DX08. Is it 08?
Yep. 09.
DX08 has, yeah, or 09. The light up base. This has the swappable faceplate, everything. It's just not, it doesn't have the box. Again, 180. Yeah. I don't know why I like the price 180 back in the day.
So do you have the original, the 89 Batman?
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
Then I can see more why that you would regret letting go of this.
Yeah.
I have both the DX08, DX09, and I also had the 2-pack of this, with Bruce Wayne.
Oh, Bruce Wayne, yeah.
I sold that one earlier this year because I was thinking the same thing. I really, really liked, the 89 and the Batman Returns figures. And I did want to display them, and I enjoyed it. They were in the collection for a while, but you know what? I mean, when I was reevaluating anything, when I had to come up with funds, to cover some of the other statues that I had coming in, I'm like, I'm not going to miss this. I have the 89. I'm good.
89, yeah.
That's
why I guess it hurts for me because I didn't have the 89.
Yeah, exactly. So I can see to your point.
And for the price for 180, looking back at it now, it's like really, for 180, I got rid of that for 180,
But you know what? There's I don't know if you heard this the studio, Dark Side Studios.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a ton of DC stuff right now, including 89 Batman, Jack Nicholson Joker in quarter scale, along with Christopher Reeve Superman.
Dude.
Plus a shitload of Return of the Ring or Lord of the Rings, Lord of the Rings stuff too, man. I mean, it's insane. They put out a video that we showed on In and Outs a couple weeks ago, and it's just insane the shit that they plan on coming out with. It's crazy.
Speaking of coming out with, like, I know KG, you don't have any, or do you have any statues at all?
No, of course I do. I have like 6 of them. No, I'm just kidding. No, I don't.
What is preventing you from dipping your toes in that? Is it? I mean, it's fair as well. Price, space.
Yeah, basically all of those. Price, space, and I'm just not that interested in statues as much as a lot of people are. The one that really got me was that Carnage statue that Sideshow showed in their summer showcase.
Mm-hmm.
That was a beautiful statue. I almost dipped into that, and then the Dark Side statue from Prime 1. I was this close into pre-ordering that one, but then I was still a little bothered with the price. But those were the only 2 statues that I was this close into getting. But yeah, I don't collect statues right now currently. I just don't want to fall into that rabbit hole of collecting statues because I'm the most expensive thing I'm collecting right now is Hot Toys. That's it.
Mhm.
But it could change over time. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, that's like it's a valid point. Space,
yeah.
price. If would you rather have not buy two Hot Toys and get one good statue?
Yeah, I mean, it really depends on the statue. I mean, if it was that Carnage statue, I will 100% buy that Carnage statue. If Hot Toys doesn't make a Carnage, but there are some, I'm going for that Hot Toy Carnage. But yeah, it just really depends on the statue. So yeah, it just really depends on the statue.
So, Mario, with that, because we had this, and it's I know you're doing statues now. Isn't it like different once you buy a statue, you kind of compare Hot Toys to statue, even though they're not the same? Because your mentality is like, for example, that
It
quarter
really
scale
is.
Spider-Man, right? The quarter
Mhm.
scale Spider-Man, it's big. The
Sure.
Hot Toys quarter scale Spider-Man. So we were like thinking about talking about that last night, and now your mentality is instead of going, it was like, all right, so this is cool. It's a big piece. It's like a statue. But now you're thinking, it's like, dude, if you add 150, you get a premium format, or something like that.
Along with something that's going to be more of a dynamic pose than that figure could ever pull off.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a lot more in that display, whether it's from a premium format or some other studio that's going to be doing something. You're going to get a lot more details, with the base that's going on. I mean, granted, the Hot Toys quarter scale it is a nice base, with the who was it? The vulture wing, amongst other things that's in that display.
Yeah.
However, it's Spider-Man in 6 scale is already difficult to pose enough. It already has its limits. I couldn't imagine how much more limited it is in quarter scale. Where it's not going to be that flexible. And a lot of collectors are afraid to pose their Spider-Man pieces just because they're afraid of the suit's going to wrinkle, it's going to crease, it's going to get damaged in one way or the other.
Yeah.
That's the way to go.
You don't have to. But the fact that you don't have to worry about with a fully sculpted piece in a crazy dynamic pose, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Right. So in my case, that's why I would now. That's why I would pick the statue over that quarter scale Hot Toys or whatever figure I'm looking at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, granted,
Hot Toys did that.
Granted, now that I spend more time, with some of these pieces, I've learned to appreciate them, and I've seen even more. I've been paying more attention to some of the statues that are out in the wild, and there's some incredible pieces out there.
Yeah.
To me, that just they demand more presence on the shelf than any Hot Toys ever would, in my opinion.
Oh no, you're right.
And,
Definitely.
And they're more to me they're more appealing. So if I can go ahead and get one good piece for the price of two Hot Toys,
yeah,
I would just go for it. I mean, to me it's a no-brainer. But again, there are those that don't have the space, like KG said, possibly the I wouldn't say the fun so much, just because of the fact that you're already picking up two or possibly more Hot Toys.
Right.
So it's just a matter of space, space and what your overall interests are. I mean, even if you really want to get down and try to pose the figure, I can understand that also. But granted, you also have your pieces that also have these swap outs that can make it look a little bit different.
Yeah.
So you can make it look like it's posed a little bit differently with these swap outs also. So
no, it makes sense.
Yeah, that's that.
What's the disadvantage, Mario,
as to
compared to Hot Toys? Because like the advantage, I would say it's bigger. It has more presence. The Hot Toys would never have a statue presence, even if
I think the disadvantage of having a statue would be the overall fragility of the piece, knowing that something can break a lot more easily than anything that Hot Toys possibly could.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a little bit more difficult to like say if it falls and it shatters or some pieces shatters, you're not always guaranteed a clean break. If you have a clean break, then that's it can be repairable.
Yeah,
there are people out there in the community that can handle that and make it look as if the break was never there.
Right.
Yeah.
However, if you don't have a clean break, then you're kind of SOL. Which it happens. I mean, shit happens during transit. So I would say that's the disadvantage.
Yeah, because on Hot Toys, you break a peg, you buy a peg on eBay.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
I mean, even the hands are pliable. It's unless you're getting crazy with the body and start moving around joints that aren't meant to move, so much as you would think. And you get more careless with things to where you would actually break the body. And even then, bodies are replaceable. Granted, if you can get the suit off, if you can, remove all the parts and clothing, what have you,
Yeah.
just to replace the body. But yeah, I mean, to me, it's just the overall fragility of the statues that, that's a disadvantage to the Hot Toys.
Yeah.
So I know, KG, you said you have like 20 Hot Toys now. So let's say at an average of $200 per Hot Toys, that's like $4,000 in the span of 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So in the span of 3 years, you spend $4,000. Obviously, they're not $200. Let's say they're 300. Let's just say round it off to 5,000.
Sure.
In 3 years, so that's not bad. In 3
No.
years, you're averaging like 1,500, roughly per year.
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Mario, how much do you think you would like say for you if you like with statue? Would that cost more or less that much? Because you don't buy one statue per year.
No, not at all.
you just
Not at all.
started and you
I just started, dude. I've got like about freaking 5 or 6 pieces on pre-order, and more to consider. So whether or not, what was the question? If $4,000 over the course of what he's collected is
like, well, you're on your Hot Toys. Let's say you didn't dip in to statue. How much do you normally spend a year on Hot Toys? 5,000 a year, maybe. Let's say you buy. Do you buy
sure
20 Hot Toys per year, right? Like Hot Toys.
Yeah, sure.
Let's just say
Sure.
roughly 20 Hot Toys per year, 5,000.
Sure.
That is on a Prime One, not sideshow.
Mhm.
Because I know you don't have any sideshow, right? You do
I do the Mythos. The Mythos are
yeah, the
sideshow.
Mythos. But if you go Prime, that's 3 statues.
Yeah.
Maybe not even with a J&D.
Sure.
4. So how many statues do you see yourself getting into like per year? Or how much are you willing to?
I'm already in 6.
Damn!
Right, as of right now. The most expensive piece I probably have is probably like $1,400. I mean,
The Hush.
I know
you're getting the Hush, right?
That's a good statue.
I want to get the Hush.
Yeah.
I am tempted with that. I mean,
Woo.
I don't want to go down the comic line, but that's the only one that's really appealing to me is that freaking Batcave Hush Batman.
That's beautiful.
And the fact that it's 1/3 also, it's like, I don't know if I'm ready to go 1/3, and if I did, I'd have to really come up with a plan of how I'm going to display that bad boy. Because that guy takes up a lot of space too.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
I've seen it. It's
beautiful,
huge.
beautiful piece.
Yeah.
So, what I'll spend. I mean,
Or
I'll spend whatever the budget allows.
Or like what I told you earlier, like I sold that Predator because he's outside of the 3D tops. Do you have something like that similar to a statue? Kind of like, because right now you're starting with statue. Like, oh, if it goes out of this room, either I gotta sell it or I gotta pull back. Do you have something? Because space is going to be an issue at some point.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, right now, I'm like most Hot Toys collectors. We're just collecting pre-orders, and that's where I'm at right now. I only have 2 in my possession right now, with another one on the way.
Mm-hmm.
I can see myself getting rid of something if I had to, but I need to be more selective about. That's the thing. You have to be more selective about what kind of statues you're going to get, given the fact that the space and the price of these things.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not like Hot Toys. You can just go out and get whatever you want and expect to sell it later down the line.
Yeah.
Whenever, whenever. It's just a little bit more different in the statue game. It's even more of a pain in the ass to get rid of, just considering how fragile some of these pieces are.
Yeah.
But yeah, if I had to, I mean, sure. That's with anything. Anything. If I feel like I had to get rid of, I would have no problem getting rid of anything, regardless of how attached I feel to a certain piece.
That's just
it would suck.
It would suck.
It would suck.
Especially
but
now that you're
I mean,
new, because you haven't really had the time to enjoy them. For example, I like Hot Toys.
Exactly.
You can get rid of like your Ant-Man from 3 years ago or 5 years ago, and you're like, all right,
sure,
whatever. But if you get a new statue and somebody has to come out, and that's what we were like talking about earlier too. You'll be like, because as far as like with Hot Toys, KG, like even if you have no intentions of buying that Hot Toys, you can kind of like do a like an impulse buy on Hot Toy. It's like, hey, you know what? It's on sale. Let me grab this. Oh, you don't have nothing. You have no space for it. Put it right next to this guy. Because it doesn't take up a lot of space, right? Yes, it doesn't look good on your detop if you got 4 figures in there, but you could if you want to. Like you made this impulse buy. You see somebody on sale, free shipping. You bought Punisher War Machine, for example. Yeah, put him right next to Mark 42. They look a little cramped up. Well, that's cool. You can't really do that on a statue because what are you going? We're going to put him on the floor. You know, like if you if you already have like a full space, you know, and
Yeah.
that's how I felt, like a little bit more stressed out because you gotta you have statues more planned, right, Mario? Like
Yeah.
you know where it's
Yeah.
going to, you know what's going
Mhm.
to be the companion. And
Yep.
if you don't, I mean, it's not like I said, it's not like, one day if somebody sells you that what's his name? Tony Stark team suit for
Oh
120.
yeah, time travel suit.
Yeah, for like say somebody sells it to you for 120 new. You'll buy it, right? Even though you
I
have
would buy. I think. Yeah, like I said, I'm not gonna pay the retail price for that. But yeah, I mean, if I find a good deal on that figure, like 100, 120, I'll take it. Why
yeah,
not?
you'll buy it, you'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
I'm sure if somebody sells Mario Hush Batman for like 600, he'll get it too.
Oh, forget about it. You know, I don't care about space at the time.
Look,
I'll be all over it. Yeah.
regardless if it goes on the floor or your car.
I don't exactly. You know what?
Display it on my car.
Or it'll be sitting in storage until I can find a place to store it or
Yeah,
to
we make
display
the
it.
space
You
for
know,
those.
exactly,
Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly.
But
But I mean,
yeah, it's different. It's different form of hobby.
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
I mean, I'm at the point. You know, in my collection, hobby is to, even though you'll find a figure like what Optical said earlier, you're gonna get, if someone offered you that Tony Stark figure for 120, would you get it just to get it though? I mean, even though if you really had no, even if you never had any plans on picking it up, why even get it on impulse? You know what I mean? I mean, because for me, that's still a waste. I can put that 120 towards something else, you know, that I know that I would want. Because I was like that before. When I first started collecting, I was collecting just to accumulate. You know, I mean, I got so stupid, like, you know what? I don't care what it is. I'm getting a figure a month just to see if I could do it, you know, and I did that. I ended up, you know, getting like one figure a month for the whole year, and then it led into 2, then it led into 3, you know, and it just kept going out of control, and it was just shit that I wasn't really attached to so much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, I
know,
do get it.
so-
But actually, for that figure specifically, I actually had plans for. I did not want to spend that 235 mark. I was planning to put that with the Mark 85, just because that whole movie with Robert Downey Jr. and Iron Man being its last film, it sort of made
Sure.
sense for me to get it. But not 235. I'm sort of just waiting for the price to go down. And I do plan on getting it. It's just I don't see the need for it right now. So yeah.
But what if it's not his last film?
Uh,
What if he
oh,
comes back sometime within the next 5 years? Because we're hearing rumors of Chris Evans coming back. So
Right.
you know, who's to say that Robert Downey Jr. won't?
Right, and yeah, you're 100% right. But that film had such a huge hit on Iron Man. There's something about that film that just each
Oh, yeah.
scene you can tell that Iron Man's gonna like. There's something going on with Iron Man. So in each scene that Iron Man's in, it shows like a pivotal moment. So I mean, I don't mind if he comes back. I just love Endgame. I really loved each scene and what each scene stand for. So yeah, I wouldn't mind if he comes back. It doesn't ruin the sentimental moment for me. It's just
Sure.
yeah. So I just got to find the right price for it.
for Iron Man, or I
The
mean
Tony Stark suit.
The Tony,
yeah.
yeah. Time travel suit.
the time travel suit. Yeah, because he's like 165 at Toys Wonderland before shipping, you know, and
Mm,
that's what we were like debating
Man.
earlier.
tempting. No. I'm waiting maybe like 140, yeah, somewhere around there. I'm not going to spend 165. I just
Yeah.
don't see that much for it.
I hear what Mario's saying. It's which is the right way to approach it. But you know,
Right.
we collectors. We find,
Exactly. You can't help your impulses sometimes.
We-
You
I mean,
can't. No.
dude, we find a reason to convince ourselves that we need something.
exactly.
Well, technically,
Get
this
out of that. The
character
both of
goes
you.
with
I mean,
that.
Optical, you know, KG, you know, stop that.
Somebody mentioned a Cuervo. He's like, I think he's like thinking about a Mandarin. I'm guessing he had because everyone that I know of is kind of like looking for Mandarin right now
Yeah,
Mhm.
he's
You know,
going up
because
in
of-
price a little
because
bit.
of his. Is it going up in price now or?
Yeah, I've actually saw him going for like $300 now. Before he was going for like 120, 160.
He's still out there. I found him on retail. I know where to get him. If you guys
Really?
want a Mandarin.
Dude, look at how much I got Mandarin. This is back in 2014,
Wow.
135, and this is one of those spectacular kind of thing that they had.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They didn't charge tax back then, so I got it for 135, and I got reward points of 16. So you can kind of look at the promo code. You get like $58 off. So you take out 16 out of 135. That's kind of like 115. They were giving this guy away back then, and apparently, that new movie just blew him up again. And I guarantee you, once the hype for that movie's gone, he'll be the first one to go. If you bought,
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
yeah, if you bought him,
That's how it goes, man. All the time.
yeah, that's kind of like you're in the hype of the moment. You just watch the movie. I mean, I gotta get Mandarin because he's just one of a kind, but he really isn't. But it's
The perfect example is Vision. I mean,
Vision.
when WandaVision came out, everybody, nobody wanted the Age of Ultron piece, for the longest time. I had a hard time selling it.
yeah. I
When
sold mine for
WandaVision came
150.
out,
Yeah,
how much?
150 back then.
Yeah, back then, okay,
way
yeah.
before WandaVision, because
I
he's
think
one of those guys that I want to get rid of too. But
I think I sold mine for around 350 or so. When it sold. So
Dude.
I was like, yo, perfect.
cashed in
And
on
then
that.
and then like a couple weeks later, here comes the Hot Toys WandaVision version. So there you go.
Yeah,
The same damn thing happened with the Jedi Luke when he came out in The Mandalorian. Everybody was going nuts trying to find that piece.
yeah. And everyone
and
knows that it's coming. The
Exactly.
Mandalorian Luke is coming. So if you had that Jedi Luke back then, you should have sold it, right? Like, 'cause
Yeah.
if you had the deluxe version, I think that kind of retained the value because he does have the indoor look. So
the alternate portraits. And
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
multiple looks to it.
that is kind of like you kind of got away with that. But I don't know, but that Luke Skywalker collectors are crazy.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the Mandarin right now. I think this might be shipped for 209.
209
So-
ship,
That's
That's
not
I think
bad.
so. Yeah,
not bad.
looking right at it.
I mean,
Yeah.
and honestly, this is a good looking figure.
It
He just does not. I back at least an Iron Man 3. He just didn't mean anything at all. Like an Iron Man,
Exactly.
just a bad character.
The biggest disappointment in that
Yeah.
movie was this freaking character.
A
So I mean,
great-
just like everything else, give it a little bit of time, and then people will learn to love him. So
I'm not
there
gonna
you
be
go.
surprised by Electro if he even shows up to this next Spider-Man movie. Because Electro you can get for one. I got Electro for 120, legitly from Amazon. Sold it for
Oh, yeah.
sold it for like 120, I think, or 140. He's not a bad figure as well, but again, people didn't like him. When this Spider-Man comes out and Electro's there, I bet you that will be like $300 as well.
Oh, easily.
Well, they're different, so yeah, it's gonna go up because that one has Yellow Lightning, which is more accurate to the comic books. So yeah, I think that figure will not. I don't think it will hurt with that version of the character.
No, regardless of the color of the lightning, it's just the fact that you can, there's a version of Electro out there that they can get,
Yeah,
and that no one's going to want to wait for.
yeah.
So the demand is going to go through the roof. Prices are probably going to go up like crazy, but we'll see. We'll see in November. So we'll see what happens.
And this is one of those things that we talked about earlier, Mario, right? Like, for example, you fall into that because this is how you're going to convince yourself to get that Electro. It's like, yeah, Hot Toys is going to, because we all know if he comes out on that movie, he will have a figure. Because I think
Sure.
if he comes out there, he will have a figure. And this is how you're going to convince yourself to buy that Electro that you see on BST. Be like, well, Hot
Exactly.
Toys not going to be here for like the next 2 years, so you might as well enjoy this Electro. Not knowing that when you get that Electro that you paid $300 for, which is outdated, by the way, you're just
Yep.
going to put it on your DTOF. And by all, 2 years have passed. Because here's what we do. We buy the figure that we don't have just to move on and look for another figure that we would get. It's crazy how
Exactly.
this works, but that's just how we do it.
Exactly.
How it works.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
it's a bad pattern because you don't you just move on from one figure to another. Like the moment you got the figure, you snap a few pictures, again, you put it there, and then you go back to the Sideshow's website looking for your next piece to get, or in our case, sometimes the next statue that you're gonna get. And it's crazy. I don't know how to break the cycle, honestly. I'm still doing it, but You know,
KG, have you gotten to that point to where you felt the need to chase an older figure just because a new property brought it back out again, and you're like kind of on that hype train to where you want to go back and pick up the older piece?
Yeah, prime example would be the Electro. I was planning on getting him over the summer, and I don't know. I just had the feeling like if I get this figure, and then if, once No Way Home comes out, he looks much better, much different, then I waste that money for nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one example, and another example would be, I think I know it's expensive now, but like the Jack Nicholson Joker, I really love that figure. When I first,
Yeah.
when I was a kid, I was watching reviews on it. I really love the sculpt is amazing. I mean, at that time, Hot Toys was at their at their low
Did you
times, and
hang on? Let me back up real quick. Did you say when you were a kid you were watching reviews on that figure?
yeah, I was.
Yo,
I was young. I enjoyed them.
God damn,
Yeah,
that hurts.
yeah.
right? Yo, he got you right there, gut optical.
Dude, I've been doing this for 10 years, and you're still a kid. And I don't know how old you are back then. Maybe like 8, but
Something like that.
wow.
Oh man, there you go. Well, that's cool though, man. I mean,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
enjoyed
the-
it, but just the price point, I was like, really? Is it that much for this figure? But then,
Yeah.
as time came, once I got older, I was like, oh, I mean, I bought my one fig. The first figure I bought was Kylo Ren. After experiencing the quality, I just like, yes, it's worth the price for what you're getting. So then,
Mhm.
I use that excuse for those rest of the 20 figures that I have. So yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
What would be the
That
most expensive that you would buy? Let's say I give you $700, and of course the the responsible person in you would say I would not spend this in Hot Toys, but I would tell you it was like you can only spend this in Hot Toys. One
Mm,
Hot Toys,
one Hot Toy.
one Hot Toy.
you're
Buy.
giving them only one. You can't let them. You can't let them split it up into
No,
two.
you gotta split it up. So this is your chance to get your Grail. Which one would you get?
I
Maybe
gotta
max
go with.
$600.
I gotta look at Marvel, Star Wars, and DC because I was about to say Dark Side Anakin, but I was like, I gotta look at some other
I knew you were
stuff.
gonna say that.
But yeah, I'm only picturing Dark Side Anakin. I mean, that's the only one. Or
the only
actually, you
one.
know what? Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. Although that's a pretty old figure, but I would definitely buy Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
Even with all the problems that piece has.
Or
Yeah.
the news that you might see one soon. Not soon, maybe in 2-3 years, but there's a
Mhm.
possibility, right? I mean,
There is a possibility, definitely. But if there is a possibility of seeing that figure again, or as a reissue, then Dark Side Anakin. I think I would spend Dark Side Anakin for that much, and I think
600
it's
Dark Side Anakin.
worth. I just love the Dark Side Anakin, and I'm so mad I didn't collect back then because it was sitting for a while on
It's
Statue's
out for a
website.
long time.
It's a long time.
So I didn't collect back then. So I mean, if I had the chance buying it again, I would definitely get Dark Side Anakin.
When you started collecting, I mean, how much did you miss that figure by when you first started?
I started collecting back 2019, late 2019. When Rise of Skywalker came out.
So
And
that
the
figure was.
time.
When was that figure gone up to? Do you remember? Was it like 2018 or so?
Was it 2018?
I want to say so. Around there when it finally sold out.
Hmm.
I mean, it could have been sooner. I mean, I really
Could
don't
have been.
recall.
Yeah.
But yeah, just off the top of my head, I'm just thinking somewhere in 2018.
Yeah.
Damn. 2018, bro. And who is this? Cuervo. Do you guys do this? To just go back and see if you can find a figure that you never had? That's one of the I guess fun thing about if you get something for under retail or under what it's not under retail, but under what it's for, like the hunt. Do you guys still do this, Mario? Do you still do this? Like,
Oh yeah,
hunts,
yeah.
go on eBay?
There are some holes. There's some holes that I had in my collection. I just picked up the short trooper, right?
Yeah.
I noticed a trend on that going down, and I had the opportunity to pick it up for a decent deal. Jumped on it. The Jet Patrol 2-pack with the 2 stormtroopers. I saw PJ was selling it. I'm like, yo, hook it up. So
So you
so he
still
gave
go
me a good
for-
price.
Because that's one of, and did that let me ask you that, did that damper because of the reissues. John is talking about reissues. Did this make you more scared to look for older figures, having the fear of maybe
Kind of. I think it depends on what it is. Especially this year. I think this year was the anniversary for Rogue One, and granted, there was no hint of any reissues at all.
Mhm.
The year ain't over yet, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Never know.
it could still happen.
Yeah.
But the way that I was reading the market, no, I didn't think anything was. I didn't think there was a possibility of these figures being reissued, just for the simple fact that for the Short Troopers they released two different variants. One again for Rogue One, and another variant for the Mandalorian. So for the one that I'm after, I don't see them reissuing that again. The same with the Stormtrooper 2-pack. I mean, there's more troopers they're gonna freaking produce down the line.
Yeah.
I don't see any reason for them to actually go back, and revisit that one. So the only one that I truly need now is the original Rogue One Death Trooper, the
Mhm.
standard one, along with Darth Vader, and then I'm done with that line.
With hunts, Mario,
Um,
do you have like a baseline? It was like, oh, I'm just gonna. Do you have like a formula that you follow? Let's say MSRP is 200, and you're thinking, it's
mhm.
like, let's say MSRP is 200, and then the going rate is, let's say, 500. Would you be like, all right, this is a deal if I get it for 400? Anything more than 400, I wouldn't.
Somewhere in between. Whatever I can find nominally in between that.
Mhm.
Like say if it was like if it was 200 when it came out, going rate is like 400. I want to try to spend at least 300, and then I'll go ahead and jump on it.
Okay.
Because I really don't want to play. I mean, depending on what it is, I'm not going to try to spend that much.
Yeah.
To me, nothing is really worth that much. I mean, when they start hitting $500, I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care what it is. Yeah, I'll wait. I'll wait till if if I can get it for 400, then I think that's more decent.
Mhm.
And that's Short Trooper. that
Yeah.
that piece was sitting like $700, and then I was able to pick it up for around 4. So, granted, that's double the price. However, it was a price that I was willing to pay because I don't feel it, even to this day, that they're going to reissue that particular figure.
Yeah. How about you, KG? Is there like a price point that you're like, all right, I'll go up to this? Is like 200 over retail, 100 over retail, or 100 below what the asking price for? Let's say Anakin is 600. How that's the asking price right now, for example.
Yeah.
What's the deal for you? Like if you get it for 500, that's a deal. Like I'll jump on it. Is that
The highest, and how much the money that I have right now currently, I would pay the highest would be 400 for it.
Yep.
And I think that's fair. I know the person that's owning, like, nope, I gotta sell for 600 because people are selling it for 600.
right?
But I don't see it necessarily as a $700 figure, but I do see it as a $400 figure. That's
Okay.
pretty fair. And believe me or not, there's a couple of years ago when I started collecting, what's it called? I use this app called OfferUp, and I'm not sure if you
Oh
guys know
yeah,
this
yeah,
app called OfferUp.
Yeah.
yeah.
One night I was scrolling through. I went to see if there's any deals on Hot Toys, and believe it or not, there was a DX. I forgot what number it was, but it was a 1989 Batman. Nothing wrong with it for $300.
Wow.
Wow, that's
I had the money for it. It was nighttime, so I had to go to bed. I was gonna text him, sold out completely after that.
yeah. Those
Sold
are
out.
the
It
things
went
that you just-
fast.
That's what stopped you
So-
because it was nighttime and you had to go to bed.
I had to. It
Yo.
was
You
a
can just
school
message
night.
the guy, right?
It was a school night.
Yeah, I'll meet you up tomorrow.
Yeah, and I did it. He was like, okay, and then he goes like, no, somebody came fast, and like, okay, that's fine.
Damn.
I guess. But that
You know-
was a deal, man. That was a great deal.
Yeah, because there's a saying it's only worth how much you're willing to pay for. But like we
Mhm.
all have
Yeah.
our limits to pay for anyway. I guess even
Yeah.
if you have like $1,000 that you're gonna spend for collectibles, you still kind of like, hey, you know what? Not gonna pay $1,000 for Anakin. I can only pay up to
No, I can buy
600.
more figures than that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, optical. Even if you were going to give me 700, 600, or whatever you gave the KG, I still wouldn't buy that damn figure for that price. I
still
wouldn't
buy
want to
that
give
price.
into that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to give into that, man. I mean, I would still wait for the deal, even though if I could afford it, I don't want to pay that. I simply don't want to pay that much for that figure.
And it's funny
No.
because like, I've been collecting for so long that I've seen prices go down like back in the day. And somebody like
Mhm.
messaged me and I was like, how much would you pay for Adam West Batman? And I was just like 250, 300 tops maybe.
Yep.
Because
Yep.
Yep.
It's just not that, I'm not into that. I understand that it's a good looking figure and all that stuff. And it was just like, that's crazy.
Classic.
Yeah, it's classic, but I have no personal attachment to it. I had it before, and he was just like, "No, that's not the going price for it." I was like, "Yeah, you asked me how much am I willing to pay for it? Actually, 300 is pushing it. I'm not even gonna pay 300 for that." And he was just like, "No, dude, you're crazy." I was just like, "Well, I owned that Adam West Batman at one point, and this is how much I paid for it."
Yep.
I was just like, "So I'm not gonna pay."
Holy shit, dude!
I'm gonna pay $300.
Those rewards, man, really help.
Dude, look at the reward points that I got. This is 138, and I got 2540 in reward points. So this essentially is 100, $13. And I was just like, I don't know, my guy. And then there's no tax. So, and it's free shipping. I was just like, yeah, dude. I came into the statues back then. I wish I was collecting, because if you go to Big Bad, right now you can still see, mind you, they're not the best, but the DX Terminator 2 was like a price of Hot Toys, and it's a premium format. It's crazy back then, and there's no tax, so it's so it's hard. Like sometimes I feel like I'm an old guy not willing to overpay, but because I've seen $138 and
eventually, if you stick to your price range and to your budget, most likely you'll find, the price that you're looking to pay for it.
Yeah, definitely.
It's just playing the long game and just really keeping an eye on the market so that you can find that deal. So it'll happen.
If you're not desperate, I mean, look at this premium format. It's 367.
Holy shit! Really?
367.
Yeah. Oh shit! Look at that.
89 Batman.
Wow.
67. That's not even like
that's quarter scale.
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
27 inches.
That's a big piece.
Wow.
This is like 89 Batman. And this was considered expensive back then. I was like, dude, it's like, who's gonna pay 367 for this? I mean, I would now, obviously.
Yeah, of course, me too.
And not only this, I mean, that's 367. I mean, look at this Terminator right here, 350.
Wow.
Premium format.
Do me a favor, see if you can look up the Mythos Darth Vader.
Times have changed, and it's still at Big Bad. This is not like a screenshot from like 20 years ago. This is just now. I just looked up. Doctor Doom 358. I don't think I've seen it here. Mythos. How much was that for originally?
I think about the same price that you're looking at these.
Damn,
I think somewhere around there. You know how much that damn piece goes for now?
How much is that now? 800. Isn't that what John picked up?
Yes, that's the one that John picked up. You're looking about anywhere between, I want to say, 1,400 to 2,000.
Damn.
For that piece. It's crazy for that what that piece is going for right now.
Dude, even this Reeves Superman, look at this, 390, because they have a Reeves now as well for 600, and this has the nicer base, but this was not nice back then. There's like some issues, but it just shows you that, because when people are complaining like, oh, Hot Toys prices are going up, it's like, have you seen the premium formats back then?
Look at this. They've been discounted this piece.
Yeah, I was like, everything's going up, not just Hot Toys. I mean, look at this guy, 367. Originally it was 400, it became 360. Even at 400, that's pretty cheap. That's not even the diecast Mark 85.
Yeah.
But now this is probably gonna be this Batman. It's probably gonna be run you around 650 to 700 now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just came out with the Bale Batman from Batman Begins, and I think that one's like about 600.
That's 600.
For the premium format. Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So there you go.
And that is just, I think it's standing on a perch or something, but this is like this rock base with the stairs on it.
With a step on it, yeah.
Yeah, and it's 89, so you can make an argument 89 is more, preferable than Bale, but dude, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, there's another company that's dropping an 89 on us soon with a head sculpt, with an unmasked head sculpt. So
I can't wait for that.
You see what was that?
Sorry, that's
a drive-by?
That's my chair. Sorry, that's my chair.
Oh, damn! I was like, yo,
goddamn, KG.
No shame.
That's loud and proud, buddy.
Exactly, dude.
I'm
On
more.
it, bro.
Sometimes you got to be silent assassin.
But sometimes you just can't be.
Hey, just don't go wet and wild on me. So.
Oh shit. Good
But man,
times,
that was it's been fun, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it's well, thank you guys for joining me here. But before we go, KG, where can we find you, man?
We can find me on YouTube, KG Collector, and also Instagram, KG_collector. And those are the two places you can find me, basically. Yeah.
Nice. I'll put the link on the description. Mario, when's your next? I know you guys stream pretty much every day. When can when can we catch you?
So for those that don't know, you can find me on Collecting Weekly. We stream every single day. I got Monday night I'm on with the unboxings, Tuesday with the Collecting Weekly show, Wednesday we just got After Dark. My show, Ins and Outs of Collecting, every other Friday. We're streaming this Friday, this is where we talk statues, the latest and greatest. We also have a giveaway coming up for Ins and Outs of Collecting. So stay tuned. If you guys are interested, stay tuned this Friday. We got something going on. We've partnered with somebody, and we got a couple things that we're going to be giving away. We also created an Instagram page for In and Outs of Collecting. It's at In and Outs in Outs of Collecting, all lowercase. And you can find us over there. So come check us out. It's a good time.
All right. Yeah, Mario's pretty sexual today, but
Hey.
talking about his gear and
Hey man, it's late, bro. I mean, I'm used to we're going After Dark, bro.
Yeah, we're and After Dark category, that's for sure. Because
Exactly.
it's not even dark on you because you're in California. So it's
Exactly, man.
8:50 talking about like sexual stuff.
Well,
It's not weird.
out here on the West Coast, man, doesn't matter what time it is, man. So,
Hey, especially when you're with Lane, man, always playing with his
yo. Shout out to Lane Kramer, man. Doing this thing over there with Geeking Out.
Lane's the best, man. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us. It was an impromptu, but it was fun. So, all right, good night, everyone, and as always, stay safe. All right,
See you guys.